exclusive home of the Eastern Conference Finals. High definition, high drama. This is TNT.
How big do you dare to dream? Have you ever dreamt of being the best? What does it take to be an NBA All-Star? It is the relentless pursuit of perfection.
There it is, Wade. Yes!
It is being fearless and dynamic.
Serves up a facial.
It is accepting the role of icon and the responsibility it holds. Could you be the first option and the last resort at the same time?
That was unbelievable!
Would you be strong enough to carry your teammates, a city, a league?
Kevin Garnett is taking over this game.
To be chosen, that's the true measure of success. Once a year, these stars align. Who will shine the brightest? The 2005 NBA All-Star Game. See what happens when dreams come to life.
Oh, there's something big looming on Denver's darkening horizon this night. The 54th NBA All-Star Game, and it is time for TNT NBA All-Star Tip-Off presented by Nokia. What we've been building up to all weekend here in the mile-high city of Denver. And at the Pepsi Center, they make their way in to get a look at the best in the business. 20-year-old LeBron James, one of the stars of the East. There's his teammate Allen Iverson. You want the game's biggest names? You have come to the right place. Denver, Colorado, and all NBA roads lead here for the 54th NBA All-Star Game exclusively on TNT. We welcome you to All-Star Tip-Off presented by Nokia. I'm Ernie Johnson, and this is the Hall of Famer Magic Johnson. That's Kenny Smith. That's Charles Barkley. And this just in, Josh Smith has just landed. What a performance last night, winning the slam dunk thing. And man, I mean, you can feel a difference in the air even tonight. Last night was exciting, but when it comes down to the All-Star Game itself, doesn't get any better than this thing.
Well, last night set the tone for the night, and it's always been that way. I think the last couple of years it's been lackluster of a All-Star weekend, but last night Josh Smith set the tone for what's supposed to happen today. And I'll tell you what he did, Charles. He made everybody go home that's playing in the All-Star Game tonight and say, I got to come with my best, because he stole the show Saturday night, and I want to steal it Sunday night.
You know, it's like a boxing match. You have all these preliminary fights, and they can be great. But here's the heavyweight matchup. And tonight, the East versus West is the heavyweight events. This is Foreman versus Ali. This is Tyson Holyfield. This is it, mano a mano, the best of the best, and everybody's watching.
Well, I think both of you guys hit it right on the head, nailed right on the head. This is what everybody came to see. Three-point contest, that's good. Slam dunk is good, but this is the main event.
And you saw the cavalcade of stars warming up on the floor right now. And it's time to check in with another member of our team. Craig Sager is courtside. Sags.
Well, AJ, it's the All-Star debut for LeBron James. This should be a yearly event for LeBron. However, as Grant Hill will tell us, you can't take anything for granted. Grant's 7th All-Star game, but his first since 2000 after undergoing 5 operations. I have to ask both of you, what does this game mean to you?
Oh, man, it means a lot. You know, to get voted in by the fans as an NBA starter, you know, the Eastern Conference team means a lot. I'm happy to be here, and I don't take nothing for granted. You know, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see him back here, too.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just glad to be on his team and not playing against him.
As the player is once touted as the savior of the league and as the one who now carries the torch, any advice you'd have for LeBron?
Nah, he's doing a great job. I've been impressed with him. He's very mature, extremely talented.
and the league's in good shape in the future. This guy's going to do a great job.
The West has a height advantage with Tim Duncan and also with Kevin Garnett. You two have to guard those. Who decides who guards who?
Man, we're going to just, wherever we catch a transition, we're going to pick up and let's try to get around in front, if not get a hand up, you know, but they got to guard us on the other end also. I got the short end of the stick, so I got to go at Duncan in the post, but we're going to try to use our quickness and get out there, and they got to guard us, so that's the way we look at it.
Congratulations to both of you. Back to you, EJ.
Thank you, Segs. Who's having a huge game tonight, guys? Who's big?
Well, I'm looking for the two first-year players, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. Why? Because this is their first time, and they got Shaq on their team. So Shaq's going to get the rebound, kick it out to LeBron, and he's going to get into the open court where he plays the best at.
I got two names for you. Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant. I think they're going to try to put on a show tonight. They've kind of been forgotten. Everybody's giving all the love to LeBron, Dwayne Wade. I expect great things from Tracy, but especially Kobe Bryant.
Well, if judging by that interview, if those are the guys guarding the forwards on the West, anybody on the West that's a forward has a great chance of winning the MVP, and that would be probably Kevin Garnett. But if you look at the Eastern Conference, I say you get a guy who's going to try to steal the show. But the minutes are what's important. Who's going to play the minutes? And it's usually the veteran players. So you look at a veteran as probably picking up the MVP.
By the way, the last first-time All-Star to be the MVP of the All-Star game, 1987.
Tom Chambers. Yep.
Is the name.
And his hometown.
Well, I helped him to do that.
No question.
We will be back. You helped a lot of people in your career. We will be back with more here from Pepsi Center in just a second. By the way, if you have a Nokia 6600 or a 6620 video phone, you can hear more from us. All kinds of NBA content streamed right to your phone. Check out NokiaUSA.com or NBA.com for more information.
Trainer from the Miami Heat is Ron Kolb. The assistant coaches from the Miami Heat are Bob McAdoo, Ron Rothstein, and Eric Spoelstra. The head coach for the East, named as an All-Star coach for the first time from the Miami Heat, Stan Van Gundy. And now, the players for the Eastern Conference. 6'6" guard from the Boston Celtics, four-time NBA All-Star, Paul Pierce. .73 center and two-time All-Star from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. From the NBA champion Detroit Pistons, 6'9" center and three-time All-Star, Ben Wallace. From the Indiana Pacers, four-time All-Star forward, Jermaine O'Neal. From the Miami Heat, a 6'4" guard making his first All-Star appearance, Dwayne Wade. At 6'3", first-time All-Star guard from the Washington Wizards, Gilbert Arenas. Also from the Washington Wizards in his first All-Star appearance, 6'9" forward, Antoine Jamison. Now the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. From the New Jersey Nets, making his 6th consecutive All-Star appearance, 6'6" forward, Vince Carter. Forward from the Orlando Magic with his 6th All-Star selection, Grant Hill. Making his 6th straight All-Star appearance, 6-foot guard from the Philadelphia 76ers, Allen Iverson. At 6'8", guard from the Cleveland Cavaliers, voted as a starter in his first All-Star appearance, LeBron James. From the Miami Heat, the 2004 All-Star Game MVP, the top All-Star vote getter in the East with over 2.4 million votes, 7'1" center and 12-time All-Star, Shaquille O'Neal. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 NBA Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Where my ladies at in the house looking for a soldier? You like the boys that be legs leaning, opening up their grip. Any pain plays over there, looking strong tonight. He don't know it might be home tonight. Oh, he looking good and he talking right. He the type that
And now, the 2005 Western Conference All-Stars. The trainer for the Western Conference, from your Denver Nuggets, Jim Gillen. The assistant coaches from the San Antonio Spurs are Mike Budenholzer, PJ Carlesimo, and Don Newman. The head coach representing the San Antonio Spurs for the first time as an NBA All-Star coach, the 2003 NBA Coach of the Year, Greg Popovich. Now, the players for the Western Conference. 7-foot forward and 4-time All-Star from the Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki. Six-7 forward and 2-time All-Star from the Phoenix Suns, Shawn Marion. Also from the Phoenix Suns, 6'3" guard and 3-time All-Star, Steve Nash. Making his first All-Star appearance, the 6'10" forward from the Phoenix Suns, Amare Stoudemire. Also playing in his first All-Star game from the San Antonio Spurs, 6'6" guard, Manu Ginobili. Six-5 guard and 5-time All-Star for the Seattle Supersonics, Ray Allen. Also from the Seattle Supersonics, in his first All-Star appearance, 6'10" forward, Rashard Lewis. Now, the starting lineup. 7-foot forward and 7-time All-Star from the San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan. 6'11" forward from the Minnesota Timberwolves, making his 8th straight All-Star appearance, Kevin Garnett. 6'7" guard and 7-time All-Star from the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant. At 6'8", 5-time NBA All-Star guard from the Houston Rockets, Tracy McGrady. The 7'6" center from the Houston Rockets with the most single-season All-Star votes in the history of the NBA, 3-time All-Star, Yao Ming. The Western Conference NBA All-Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more round of applause for all the 2005 NBA All-Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthems of the United States and Canada. Performing the Canadian anthem, welcome 5-time Grammy-nominated platinum recording artist, Ontario, Canada native, also married to Eastern Conference All-Star Grant Hill, Tamia.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the NORAD U.S. Northcom Joint Service Color Guard and members of the United States Air Force Academy Choir. Please welcome two-time NBA champion, 10-time All-Star, one of the NBA's 50 greatest, and Naval Academy graduate, the Admiral, David Robinson.
Thank you. In honor of our armed forces in service around the world, this All-Star Weekend, the NBA and the USO have teamed up to host more than 300 members of our military and their families. We honor their bravery, their commitment, their dedication, and their service to our country. And in that spirit, here to sing the Star-Spangled Banner is the award-winning United States Air Force Academy Choir.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
In the aftermath of the tsunami disaster, America has risen to the challenge of helping those in the greatest need.
The NBA family has raised more than $4 million to support ongoing relief efforts to millions of survivors who've lost loved ones, homes, and communities.
Still, so much more needs to be done. If you've already contributed to this effort, thank you. If not, please visit usafreedomcorps.gov to find ways to give.
Every donation, no matter how small, will make a big difference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ford, the most powerful line of the best-selling vehicles on the planet. Now starting at just $199 a month for a Ford Explorer Sport Track. A well-equipped 4x4 XLT edition for an incredibly low $199 for a limited time.
They've come from across America.
My father's a doctor with the Navy, and he's in Afghanistan right now.
But they have one thing in common, the desire to be a champion. It's about love, dignity, and the courage to go far beyond what you think your own limits are.
From the producer of The Apprentice and Survivor, The Contender.
On a 45-degree mild night in the Mile High City, we welcome you back to Denver, Colorado for the centerpiece of All-Star Weekend. It is the 54th NBA All-Star Game. An SRO crowd better than 19,000 turning out at the Pepsi Center. This the second time this mid-season classic has taken place here in Denver. Back in 1984 at the old McNichols Arena, the East beat the West in an overtime game. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with Doug Collins and Steve Kerr. We have Craig Sager, David Aldridge working the sidelines, and we are just about ready to go. Here's a look at the McDonald's starting lineups for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Up front, Vince Carter of the Nets. He's played exceptional basketball since the trade from Toronto. Grant Hill has made a remarkable comeback from the 5 ankle surgeries. Shaquille O'Neal sparking Miami to the best record in the East. In the backcourt, Allen Iverson of the 76ers. The answer has been on a tear as of late, and LeBron James leading the Cavs. Dramatic turnaround to third best record in the East. In the West, Tim Duncan of the Spurs, two-time most valuable player. Kevin Garnett of the T-Wolves. Minnesota's struggled. Kevin averaging, though, 22-14. The center is Yao Ming of the Rockets, his third All-Star game. And at the guards, Kobe Bryant of the Lakers, back from that sprained right ankle, and Tracy McGrady of Houston, who has helped propel the Rockets to 8 straight wins. Tracy averaging 25 points and 6 assists. The officials, Jack Neese, Ken Bauer, Bill Spooner, and Doug, now you've coached the East All-Stars to a victory back in 1997 in Cleveland. What is the most difficult aspect of coaching a group of All-Stars?
Well, we spoke to both coaches before the game, Marv. They both said minutes, trying to divide the minutes. You know, Greg Popovich told us he spent 5 hours last night trying to devise a schedule where he can get guys minutes so everybody gets a chance to play. Then with 8 minutes to go in the game's going to be competitive, and that's when you're going to see coaches go for the win.
And, you know, it's amazing because Greg Popovich never spent more than 5 minutes worrying about my playing time, but you know, this is what it's all about. All 12 of these guys on each roster deserve to play and show what they can do and get out and enjoy this game.
Stan Van Gundy told us that he's so concerned about everyone getting close to an equal amount of playing time. He said, so I'll probably antagonize all 12 players. The West with 3 straight wins. They've taken 4 of the last 5. They won last year in Los Angeles. Overall, the East has won 33. The West has won 20. And this is an all-star game that presents the NBA's faces of the future. 7 players 25 or younger taking part. LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Gilbert Arenas, Manu Ginobili, Amari Stoudemire, Rashard Lewis, and Yao Ming.
Marv, I think what you'll see here early in this game, too, when you look at the starting lineups, we did this in our Oakland, the disparity of the Western Conference, the size, and the East. So what both coaches will probably do, they'll go to their benches early because when the East comes in actually with bigger players, the West comes in with smaller. So they're going to try to get the matchups out there so that they'll be able to defend the way they'd like to.
That's amazing because if you look at it, the West's guards are bigger than the East forwards. But in a game like this, as you know, Doug, it's up and down. I actually think Grant Hill is going to have a big advantage early on. He'll be guarded by either Garnett or Tim Duncan. I think this game could be pretty fun for Grant.
And we're keeping a close eye on the handshakes between the East and the West. Kobe and Shaq did not come together. Incidentally, they did not have dinner plans here in Denver over the weekend. I thought we'd get a perfunctory greeting.
Well, Steve and I didn't eat dinner either, so hopefully we'll be able to get through this telecast tonight, Marv. I don't know. There's a lot of tension here in the booth.
Although you have been on talking terms.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
All right, it is Yao Ming and Shaquille O'Neal. And this 54th NBA All-Star game is underway. As LeBron James controls for the East, being played here at the start by Tracy McGrady. Allen Iverson with the step on Kobe Bryant. And here's Vince Carter for 3.
Now you can see right away Tim Duncan guarding Carter. Very unfamiliar with having to cover a guy who's going to shoot a lot of three-pointers. So the matchup's already a factor here.
Tim Duncan being played by Vince Carter on a switch. Carter now to Kevin Garnett of the T-Wolves. Garnett to Duncan, not able to handle. Grant Hill for Carter of the Nets. James passing on the 3, and as Yao Ming steps away, he scores.
Well, there's the mismatch that you talked about. Anytime there's a turnover and the East runs, the West is going to have a difficult time finding their man. Yao Ming that time was caught on LeBron James.
Here is Garnett. That's a deep 2 for Kevin Garnett. Minnesota only 27-27 after winning 58 games last season, going to the Western Conference Finals. And Kevin Garnett has been playing hurt as of late. Garnett leads the NBA in rebounds, picks off his first of the night.
It's going to be interesting to see how many minutes he plays as we see Bryant with a beautiful feed from Yao Ming. But Kevin McHale apparently contacted Greg Popovich before the game and said, look, my guy's been hurting a little bit. Take it easy, not too many minutes. So I wouldn't expect much more than 15, 20 minutes for Garnett.
Shaquille O'Neal wheeling on Yao Ming. Popovich also telling us that Tim Duncan, bothered by a knee and an ankle and a hip, might see limited minutes. The same for Steve Nash, although Steve says let's see how it goes during the course of the game. McGrady with room, yes, and both clubs have come out firing.
Well, Tracy McGrady's game has really picked up over the last 6 weeks. It took he and Yao Ming a little bit time to get together. They made a great trade. David Wesley, Bob Sir has been terrific. John Barry's helped them. They now are playing great basketball.
And they've got a great matchup coming up Tuesday night in San Antonio. They've beaten the Spurs the last couple of times. That'll be fun to watch.
Carter from way downtown. And handled by McGrady. Talking about the Rockets after that slow start. They have now soared with 8 straight wins. They're within a game of 5th place Sacramento in that Western Conference race. Iverson able to chase it down. How about Iverson, who has been on a tear? 60-point game recently. A couple of 50-plus games. Grant Hill back after a 4-year hiatus due to the 5 ankle surgeries. He says his legs are 29 years old. His ankle is 42 years old. Carter off the steal. Iverson saving the pass. Iverson met by Bryant. And the pass picked off by McGrady. Reaching steal by O'Neal. Well, he thought Hill with the set for the lob. Lots of ball movement. They can't find a shot. Now Carter spins his way, but it's stolen by Bryant. And Kobe slows it down, throws off the backboard, but way off the mark.
That's one of the things in an all-star game. If the game gets sloppy with a lot of turnovers, that's one thing as a coach you talk to the guys. You know, make the simple play. We want to have some fun, but let's not get a turnover fest.
Oh, nice 2-on-1. Now that is fundamental basketball with the big fundamental, and Shaquille O'Neal likes to call Tim Duncan able to finish it off. Here's James for 3.
I think one of the big problems in all-star game is actually overpassing. You know, guys don't want to shoot every time, and they want to make the spectacular pass. It leads to a lot of turnovers.
Well, here's the 2 big guys on the break, probably 2 of the most fundamentally sound guys in the game. Garnett and Duncan, the nice finish. Grant Hill could do nothing about that.
4 minutes gone by, and the game is tied at 8. Garnett, like Shaq, got a piece of it. LeBron James playing through a case of the flu, a twisted ankle. Carter.
How about the play of Vince Carter, Doug, the last month? Ever since the trade, he has been absolutely spectacular. I don't know if he deserved to be an all-star before the trade, but since, he's absolutely earned his way into this game.
And that net team, if you think if they would have a healthy Richard Jefferson, you've got Jason Kidd back now to go with Vince Carter. You see his numbers, almost 10 more points a game, so he's been spectacular. The Nets still have a chance to make the playoffs even after the slow start.
Oh, to the left hand and banking it home.
It's one of the amazing things about Kobe. Every year he works on something new for his game. Remember a couple of years ago he started getting it down low on the block. Then he goes to the left hand. All great players add something in the offseason.
West 10, the East 8. Serves up a facial on Yao Ming. It counts, and the foul.
This is the old Steve Smith move. Remember, he goes baseline, left hand, little fake spin, and then right around the big fella with the slam.
I used to have a fine. We would go through our pregame talk, and if we got beat on that move by Steve Smith, our guys got fined, because he would try to pull it every game on you.
Well, I played with Steve in San Antonio, and anytime he had a young guy on him, a rookie who was totally unsuspecting, we'd sit on the bench and go, oh, here it comes, and he'd get it every time.
Substitutions for the West. Steve Nash and Sean Marion have checked in. Shaquille O'Neal at the line.
What's Shaq going to here? What is this?
Don Nelson teach him that?
You said they break out something new every year.
Larry Stoudemire has also come on, so 3 Phoenix Suns on the floor. Here is Duncan. So Iverson raced by, and Stoudemire lost the grip. Iverson in the open floor with the lob. Iverson to James. And a bad pass, so the East will get it back.
You know, nobody's really talking about Allen Iverson as an MVP candidate, and that's because his team has a mediocre record, but he's having arguably one of his best years. He's playing point guard. His assists are up, minutes, points. He's having a terrific year. It's just the Sixers are mediocre.
And you know what? 60 points is 60 points.
Yes.
I don't care what game you're in. That's incredible, especially for a man his size.
Iverson averaging just under 30 a game, which leads the NBA, plus 7.5 assists, which is among the leaders. Duncan to the left hand. The game is tied at 12. A look-away pass from James. Carter had no angle. Bryant lost it. And fouled by O'Neal.
Oh, Shaq would have loved to have picked Kobe's pocket on that break. You could just see the smile was getting ready to show up on his face.
Substitutions, Dwayne Wade of Miami, Jermaine O'Neal of Indiana checking in for the East.
And here's that early substitution you talked about, Doug. You get Jermaine O'Neal in the game now. Now you've got more traditional matchups. O'Neal on Stoudemire, Shaquille on Duncan.
Nash using the pick. And here's Duncan with a rare three.
That's incredible. I mean, 7 feet tall. He steps out, shoots a three, takes over down on the block, shoots the bank shot better than anybody. And as you said, Doug, maybe the most fundamentally sound big guy in the NBA.
Fast start for Duncan. He has 7 points. LeBron James, Allen Iverson now in the backcourt. Shaq is up front with O'Neal, and oh, what a play! And Iverson is able to finish.
I think that's the best part of LeBron James' game, his passing, his vision, his ability to see the floor.
And Stoudemire right back.
You can only imagine what we're going to see from LeBron James when he gets some better shooters on the floor. I mean, his assists where they are right now, he'll get 3 or 4 more a game just by finding the open man and knocking down the shots.
You better believe that Jim Paxson will be working on that in the offseason, because I think that's the next step for the Cavaliers.
Here's Jermaine O'Neal. Nash and Bryant now in the backcourt. Nash gets it to Stoudemire. Stoudemire with an impossible angle shot. Marion. Nash should know where to go. Perhaps we'll see the soccer move by Steve Nash.
That was a soccer move by Amari Stoudemire. Hit him right in the forehead.
Well, you talk about the ability of these players to do wonderful things. LeBron James in the post, a little bounce pass. Iverson on the receiving end, a little reverse. And the East off to a good start.
Hey, Nelly, what's happening? Tim, what up? Running to you everywhere. I am, over and over again, huh? See, country boys doing it big. Where you headed? Heading home. Oh. Yo, take care, bro. Yeah, baby, I'll be home soon. Just sitting down, take a minute to breathe, and then I'll... I think that's you, buddy. All right.
Wow, nice car.
Thanks. It's the 500, the brand new sedan from Ford. It's the only sedan with command seating, so you sit higher and see more of the road. Comes with front or available all-wheel drive for great handling in any weather. Not only is the inside plush, it says 5 adults, no problems. Thought it was time to step my game up, take it to the next level. Pardon me?
This is the year to experience the first ever Ford 500.
This is my chauffeur.
Ford, built for the road ahead.
Anybody can fire a bullet. Few can actually steer it. Rated E for everyone.
Hi, may I take your order?
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem.
Introducing combo choices only from Wendy's. You can choose fries, chili, a baked potato, side or Caesar side salad at no extra cost. Dave Thomas always said people like a choice, so choose Wendy's. It's better here. Our pickup window is open till midnight or later.
TNT, the exclusive home of the Eastern Conference Finals.
The 2005 NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. By Ford, an unprecedented 6 new vehicles right here, right now. Ford, built for the road ahead. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? And by Adidas Basketball. See more online at adidas.com/basketball.
From executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television, a 6-week television event. Into the West, this June on TNT.
Welcome back to the 2005 NBA All-Star Game in Denver, and with me, 10-time All-Star David Robinson, who this weekend is the host of 300 members of the U.S. military and their families. You've always been involved in the community, but what has this weekend meant to you and our troops?
Oh, it's been awesome. These guys are fantastic. See, I got my boys behind me. Don't mess with me today, Craig.
I tell you what, it's been a great weekend for them. I think you can top it off with Destiny's Child singing Soldier. I know how excited they were for that.
I think they had to hold them back. They were all going to run down on the floor when she started singing about Soldier. She needed one. We got some over here.
After being so involved, you won the NBA's Community Service Award, 2-time MVP. What is so important about giving back to the community?
I mean, they're the ones that make you. The fans are out there. They're supporting you day in and day out. You can't be an NBA star without these people sitting in the stands. And so when your community supports you like that, you have an obligation to give back.
And speaking of the fans, David and the NBA have formed a new website. America Supports You, allowing the fans to log on to wish the troops their best. Just log on to www.americansupportsyou.mil. Mark.
All right, thank you, Craig. Ray Allen of Seattle, Dirk Nowitzki of Dallas have checked in. Here's Jermaine O'Neal. So the West now leads at 19-17. Tim Duncan sitting down. 7 points, 5 rebounds for Tim Duncan. And here is Allen for 3. An effortless, quick release by Ray Allen of the Sonics.
The sweetest stroke in the NBA, and Marvin, he shoots it deep with so little effort. It's just such a pretty shot.
5-point lead for the Western Conference All-Stars. Nice play by Nowitzki to knock it aside.
Fun to see Nash and Nowitzki back together again, although the turnover there from Nash, but those two guys have been incredible together the last 6 years in Dallas.
Oh, what a play by Iverson. The steal goes the length of the court and sets it up for Shaq. But here's Marion right back as the East did not get back.
Well, you were reading all the stuff before the game, and Iverson said his dream was to be able to be on the break and get Shaq for a dunk. Well, we just saw it.
And Dwayne Wade gets inside. What a second season for Dwayne Wade. The 5th overall pick back in 2003. Right back comes Sean Marion.
Doug, what'd you say last week? You said Marion, Stoudemire, Johnson, they should all take Nash out to dinner about once a week. I mean,
every night.
It's incredible what he's done for that team.
Like a quarterback with his linemen.
Iverson with the step. Stoudemire on the break. O'Neal gets back. And O'Neal able to break it up.
Well, this is something that Phoenix fans are getting awfully familiar with. Steve Nash on the break, feeding Sean Marion for the slam.
Tomorrow night on TNT, 2 hours, 2 cases, 2 great dramas. Monday nights belong to TNT. Watch Law & Order at 10, followed by Without a Trace at 11. Tomorrow night, Monday nights on TNT.
With more flights to more places than ever before, America is your backyard. Southwest Airlines, offering affordable daily flights from coast to coast.
You are now free to move about the country.
How's that feel?
Feels great.
The AQ Gunette, only at Foot Locker.
Wherever I go, people stop and ask, is your brand new Ford Freestyle a car or an SUV?
You know, Freestyle has the responsive handling of a car to ensure an exhilarating ride to the Polo Club. More tea, please. And with seating for up to 7 people, Freestyle lets me take the band on the road. It also has fuel economy like a car. Major props from Mother Earth.
The all-new Ford Freestyle. It's flexible enough to satisfy all your personalities.
You look kind of familiar. Do I know you?
Ford, built for the road ahead.
Presenting the most dangerous comedy of the year.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, y'all speak to my daughter.
Good morning, Deshaun. John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Vince Vaughn, Cedric the Entertainer.
Dabu. That's not gangster.
Andre Benjamin, Christina Milian, and starring Harvey Keitel with The Rock and Danny DeVito. Be cool.
Calm down. Never get to shoot nobody. Never.
Rated PG-13. Directed by F. Gary Gray. Starts March 4th.
Cold hard fact. The higher the elevation, the lower the temperature. That's why every single Coors Light is born right here in the Rockies. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light. Our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Everybody's getting wireless camera phones. Don't get left behind. Radio Shack makes it easy.
My designer has got to see this.
Now buy any Sprint PCS or Verizon wireless camera phone and get up to 3 select Samsung color screen phones free with 2-year agreements.
My insurance agent will never believe this.
Oh, I think he will.
Radio Shack.
Back in Denver, let's check out tonight's Ford flashback. Well, the last time that Grant Hill played in an All-Star game was in Oakland back in the year 2000. 7.3 rebounds, 5 assists, victory by the West. And Douglas, the guy's made a remarkable comeback. 5 ankle surgeries, several near comebacks, a total of 281 missed games from 2000 through 2004.
Well, Marv, it warms my heart. First of all, I've known Grant since he was a junior at Duke. My son Chris played with him down there. Then I coached him in Detroit, where he was 3rd in the MVP voting in 1 year behind Karl Malone and Michael Jordan. And you know what? When you have all these surgeries, it takes so much out of you, the rehabilitation. For him to have this kind of competitiveness, Steve, and be back like this is a great story.
Oh, interesting story from that All-Star game in 2000. Grant actually forgot his contacts, and he that's one of the reasons he had a very subpar night. He was asked about it afterwards. He said, next time I'm going to be more aggressive. Well, as he has found out, you don't know what next time is going to be. So great to see him after all these years back in this game again.
And Wallace had just checked in with Gilbert Arenas, able to score on that putback. Now, how many pairs of contacts did he say he brought for tonight's game?
Joking around, he said, I got about 4 or 5 over there on the sideline.
Brought some backups. West 28, East 23. 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager, David Aldridge working the sidelines. Ron James not able to hit. Ray Allen on it. Mari Stoudemire. Stoudemire forcing the issue, and he's called for the charge. Let's check in with David Aldridge. David?
Marv, you know, Ray Allen and the Sonics are having an outstanding season, but there's a problem. They have 8 free agents at the end of the year. He's obviously the most notable one. He's been negotiating with the team for 6 months trying to get a new contract done. He's told them that he'd be willing to take less than the $95 million maximum that they could give him, but after those 6 months, the two sides still don't have a deal. He told me the other day that he's starting to have some doubts that a deal is going to get done in Seattle. And while he won't break off negotiations during the regular season, he said he has no compulsion to stay in Seattle if he does become a free agent. Marv?
Sounds like negotiating publicly.
And it's a shame, too, because Seattle's having such a great year. I always appreciate it when guys just say, look, no comment. I'm not going to talk about my financial situation.
Wayne Wade gets inside to bring the East within 3. Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs, who has had a terrific season, has come on for the first time. Here's Allen for 3.
This is a great shooting team that the West has on the floor now. Nowitzki, Allen, Rashard Lewis, Manu Ginobili to go with Stoudemire. This is a good group.
West with a 6-point lead. Final minute of the first quarter.
Gilbert Arenas of the Wizards not able to hit. Nowitzki is on it.
It's one of the things he does best. Get the rebound and just push the ball. Creates a lot of mismatches at the other end for Dallas's opponents.
Nowitzki with the quick release.
And he's more settled this year. Last year they had Antoine Jameson, they had Antoine Walker. They were trying to get all three guys playing time. They get Dampier now, he's the center. Nowitzki settled in as the power forward. His numbers are all up and Dallas is playing wonderfully.
Ron James, yes, and the foul, able to switch hands in midair. And he draws the foul, so the West with a 33-27 lead.
This is fun. This is a lot of fun. I'm loving watching Manu Ginobili play. He's just gotten in the ball game, but what a story he is, and so many great first-time All-Stars here tonight. It's a lot of fun to see.
Marv, how about this? 7 players in this game, 25 and under, only 4 players over 30. You talk about the future being beautiful for the NBA. You got some great young players, and we're seeing this on display today.
3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Ginobili guarded by Arenas.
And with Nash as the only pure point guard on this West squad, Ginobili's going to play a lot there tonight.
Here's Nowitzki from downtown. Final seconds. Oh, good play. Apparently not good enough, Ginobili pointing out. Yeah, no, that was a clean deflection. LeBron James able to bang it off for Ginobili. 2.6 to go in the quarter. Here's Wade. So that's the end of the first here in Denver. It's the West 33 and the East 27. Tim Duncan, the high point man, 7 points along with 5 rebounds.
Nice car.
Thanks. It's the 500, the brand new sedan from Ford. It's the only sedan with command seating so you sit higher and see more of the road. Comes with front or available all-wheel drive for great handling in any weather. Not only is the inside plush, it sits 5 adults, no problems. Thought it was time to step my game up, take it to the next level.
Pardon me?
This is the year to experience the first ever Ford 500.
This is my chauffeur.
Ford, built for the road ahead.
There's a force out there. It's strong, it's powerful. It stops for nothing and no one. It's a wrecking ball off the chain. It's the thunder and the lightning. The Nike Air Force operate in the House of Hoops. Only at Foot Locker.
Just stick with me, kid. I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
From the creators of Ice Age, they're well built.
Oh dear.
I'll get them.
Oh, look at that. Oh, now they're arm wrestling.
Well maintained.
Look at that! They fixed my neck.
And they're fighting back.
We're here to save you! How do you think it's going so far?
Robots.
There's 7 of us, and only
8, 9.
Would you all stop moving around? Think I counted one of you twice.
Rated PG. March 11th, only in theaters.
No matter what the sport, anytime athletes sweat, they lose more than just water. Gatorade puts back the sodium, potassium, and carbs all athletes need to perform at their best. Water does not.
Streaming video highlights, news, scores, schedules, and more. NBA action delivered directly to you on select Nokia video phones. Nokia, connecting people.
Hi, guys.
Our national birth was the beginning of a new history. From sea to sea, this is a great land. With the truths of God in our minds, and with a clear conscience, this will be the era of American greatness, freedom, and justice.
Justice is why we have been almost exterminated.
We're back in Denver, Colorado, the home of the Denver Nuggets for this 54th NBA All-Star game. I know some of us have had busy weeks, Steve Kerr in particular, but LeBron James, an active guy all week long, starting Wednesday night in the game against the Hawks. James with 28 points and a victory for Cleveland. Thursday night at Minneapolis, suffering from a touch of the flu. Minnesota beat Cleveland. James did have 26 points in a loss. Friday night, the Gunmilk Rookie Challenge. LeBron with 20 points and a victory by the sophomores. And then last night, LeBron did pass on the slam dunk competition and came to the arena as a spectator.
Marvin coaching in the rookie-sophomore game the year before and not being a very competitive game. I thought what the guys did Friday night, the way they played, set the tone for this whole All-Star weekend. Followed up last night with a great night. Here today, this could be one of the better All-Star weekends in a long time, and I thought it started on Friday night.
How about Josh Smith last night? That was one of the most amazing performances we've seen in a long time in the dunk contest.
Yes, Josh of the Hawks taking the title in spectacular fashion. Amari Stoudemire with teammate Steve Nash.
Showing his soccer skill.
Second quarter is underway. It's the West 33, the East 27. Allen with the lead for Yao. Yao on the follow. Yao with another rebound. Gosh, is padding his all-star stats.
Good idea, though. Dunked the next one. He tried to finger roll.
Oh, Dwayne Wade over Dirk Nowitzki, but could not get it to fall. Ray Allen, Manu Ginobili in the backcourt. Rashard Lewis, Yao Ming, Dirk Nowitzki up front. Lewis trying to get inside, and a foul is called. Ken Mauer makes the call. It is a hack on Dwayne Wade.
Well, what a great story, Rashard Lewis. You think back of that night in draft when he didn't get drafted till the second round. He's worked himself to be an all-star, and very rewarding. A $1.9 million bonus this year for making that all-star team.
And Nate McMillan telling us a couple of weeks back as Allen fires and hits another three. It's his third of the night. Nate McMillan saying when he informed Rashard Lewis after a practice about 2 weeks ago that he had been named to the All-Star squad, all his teammates were, in emotional fashion, were really happy for Rashard.
And I love the fact that, as we see Wallace lay it in, I love the fact that the teams that are doing well have been rewarded this All-Star weekend. You see Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis. Seattle's had one of the best seasons of any team in the league. And, of course, Washington with Arenas and Jamison. Great to see teams rewarded for their good play.
Here's Yao Ming with a series of moves, and the West is open up. And 11-point Bulls. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, Doug was talking about that 1998 draft when Rashard Lewis was passed over in the first round. His hometown Houston Rockets had 3 picks in the first round. He was all but assured that he was going to be one of them. However, they passed all 3 times. I talked to him yesterday. I said, do you remember who they drafted? He says, I remember it like yesterday. Michael Dickerson was 14th, Bryce Drew 16th, and Mursar Turkan was 18th, none of whom are still in the league.
And he mentioned those names in rapid-fire fashion. He's been thinking about it. Here's Lewis.
Right on cue. Rashard Lewis.
Well, he's got a wonderful game because he can make the three-point shot, but he's so quick on the perimeter that big guys can't handle him. Then he takes the smaller guys down on the block where he can really post up.
I think that asset of being in the low post for them is really what separates Seattle from a lot of the other teams, and it gives them all those three-point shots.
Arenas not able to hit. Lewis with the rebound. We've been talking about the Sonics, and they are certainly one of the surprise teams of the season. 35-15 to lead the Northwest Division. Once again, a foul is called. This time it's Ben Wallace. Here comes Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq will check in, as will Tracy McGrady. Manu Ginobili will sit down.
And Tracy McGrady replaces Manu Ginobili.
Shaquille O'Neal, 3 of 3 from the field, 6 points, 3 blocked shots, so he'll match up with Yao Ming.
Look at this, a set play. Doug, we talked to the coaches. They said before the game, we each added about 3 plays or so. That's the first time I've seen anybody run any of them.
That's the old NBA single-double play. When in doubt, just go single-double.
Oh, Wallace not able to hit on the slam. Here's Shaq. A rare bank shot for Shaq. It will be East ball. Last touch by the West as a timeout is taken. 3 minutes gone by in the second here in Denver. The West by 13.
Funkadelic, baby. Yeah!
Mike Myers, Beyonce Knowles, Michael Caine.
Lower the glue! Oh!
Austin Powers and Goldmember with 3 chances to watch beginning Friday, March 4th at 9 on TBS.
Game time! This is our movie. This is our ball. This is my intro.
This is our favorite sound.
This is my superstition. This is our high five. This is our go-to play. This is our hood.
Come on, give me the camera. These are our fans.
This is our game.
What is a Cavalier?
I guess it's some guy with a sword.
Girl, I can totally tell you a Capricorn.
Last Sprite.
That's mine.
Sorry, excuse me.
Pigs in the blanket? Don't mind if I do. Back off, LeBron. Coming through. Nighty night. Everybody freeze. LeBron has dropped the contact. It's too easy. Hey, dog. Giddy up. Put it down, put it down, get it down.
How's the burger? Good. Good.
Wait, where you going? Whoa! Mad Dog! Mad Dog! Show him on my toe! Ah! You cheated.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not.
We have questions about taste loss, but we're afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid. There are no stupid questions when it comes to taste loss.
Can you get taste loss from a foosball table?
I stand corrected. That is a stupid question. Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com. Protect yourself from taste loss with a great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller. Good call.
Wherever I go, people stop and ask, is your brand new Ford Freestyle a car or an SUV? You know, Freestyle has the responsive handling of a car to ensure an exhilarating ride to the Polo Club. More tea, please. And with seating for up to 7 people, Freestyle lets me take the band on the road. It also has fuel economy like a car. Major props from Mother Earth.
The all-new Ford Freestyle. It's flexible enough to satisfy all your personalities.
You look kind of familiar. Do I know you?
Ford, built for the road ahead.
9-2 run by the West. They lead by 13 with 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Well, NBA rivalry week starts Tuesday night on NBA TV as the Lakers host the Celtics. And then Wednesday on ESPN, it is Houston and San Antonio. Crowd of better than 19,000 here in Denver. Crowd that includes Cedric the Entertainer, who's been enjoying the festivities throughout the weekend. Rob Reiner is here. Jay-Z and Beyonce did a great job prior to the introduction of the starting lineups. There's Nelly. Doug, did you say Meathead and the Hip Hoppers? Wasn't that a group in the
That's exactly right.
That's terrible. Wallace trying to give it back. Instead, it goes back to the West.
Tried to throw it to you, Marv. You were open, but you didn't really come to the ball.
My hand lost it. Strictly right-handed.
You're inferring that you once had it.
No, that's true. Thank you, Steve.
Sure.
Nowitzki up front with Yao and Lewis. And once again, Shaq able to break it up. Came up with a steal. Here's Gilbert Arenas of the Wizards. And rebounded by Yao. The West has dominated off the board.
Now 26-11, actually 27-11 now, and they're shooting 51%. Also 4 of 6 from behind that three-point line. So they've got the rebounding, they've got the inside-out attack, and that's why they have this 13-point lead.
Antoine Jamison of the Wizards making his first appearance. Paul Pierce of the Celtics coming on for the first time.
So Zydrunas Ilgauskas now the only player who hasn't been in. Remember, last year he only played 4 minutes in this game, so like to see him get a little more involved in the action here tonight.
Here's O'Neal. Rebounded by Lewis. McGrady from way downtown. Handled by Jamison. Combination of Antoine Jamison and Gilbert Arenas. And Larry Hughes been sidelined by injury, revitalizing the Wizards. Nice move off the dribble by Grant Hill.
Boy, Gilbert Arenas is having a sensational year, and you see Grant, though, that's part of his game, starting to get back a little bit, that attack of the basket. He's been a jump shooter a lot early in this season.
Really had to reinvent his game, didn't he, Doug? And his jump shot is better than ever.
Hill from Wade. Wayne Wade setting it up with the lob.
There's a little flashback of Grant Hill, that explosive power. He said he's just now starting to get his legs. He doesn't have his stamina. And he says he still thinks he can become a lot better.
Nowitzki with some room. Yes.
When he gets an open shot, if he misses it, you know, you're sort of shocked. This guy is such a magnificent shooter.
Dirk now averaging 27 a game, third in scoring behind Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. Jamison. Nowitzki starts the break. Here's Allen with the lob for Lewis. Back tap. Wade is on it. He has Shaq on the left side. Goes to Hill. Back to Shaq. Oh! Shaquille O'Neal whipping by Ray Allen.
I always love when Shaq, when he dunks or does something, the way he goes back down the floor. And the guy is such a great teammate.
He's such a great guy for the NBA, isn't he? I mean, he's so wonderful with fans and teammates.
I like the aftermath of this dunk. If you just watch this dunk, you know, Shaq dunks it, and then watch it as he saunters back down the floor. He just sort of gives it the old shoulders, and, you know, there wasn't too much there, you know.
He picks it up a little bit.
Foul on Wade, putting Yao Ming at the line. Once again, Yao, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game. The first ever #1 pick to come from an International Basketball League, and it appears that Jeff Van Gundy has changed his philosophy in terms of Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, you know, when I was in there the last time and talked to Jeff, he'd started out most of his games 4 or 5 touches to Yao Ming to get him going, and he got off to slow starts. He's sort of gone away from that a little bit. Tracy McGrady's been much more active early, and you can see the results. Yao looks much fresher now than I thought he did 6 weeks ago. He's playing a little bit more spring in his legs.
And Mark, remember when we were in Dallas for that game, he had a talk with Van Gundy as Pierce knocks down the jumper. And Van Gundy said, look, Tracy, I need you to be more aggressive. Remember, he had 48 that night, and his season has been totally different ever since.
On the subject of Jeff Van Gundy, with Jeff's brother Stan coaching the East here, they are the first ever brother combination in the history of the NBA All-Star game. Here is Wayne Wade on the alley-oop for Grant Hill.
Our story, children, begins in the County of Kings, Brooklyn, New York, 1963. Cut from his high school team, waking up at 5 every morning to train. Swish! And the Tar Heels win the championship. So he traveled to Chicago because Portland wanted a big man. Arms pumping up and down as Mr. Elo fell to the ground. And he lost to the Motor City for the 2nd time. And he returned to win his first, his 2nd championship. This is my main man, Money. Baseball, the press ad. And he returned to win his 4th, 5th, his 6th championship. And he returned again for a 2nd time. And the people said, no, 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 Michael, don't do it. Michael gonna ruin it. Don't do it, don't do it. But Michael looked at those people and said, I can't accept failure. I can't accept not trying. And this time, his retirement was final. But don't be sad. It doesn't end there. Because somewhere, someone is practicing. Who was it?
Who is it?
There's no way to start a Honda Accord from across the road. It's impossible to open the largest 4-panel panoramic roof from inside a Toyota Camry. And the most powerful standard V6 isn't in a Nissan Altima. Introducing the first ever G6 from Pontiac. A G6 GT is around $199 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your local Pontiac dealer.
And this is a Galant, one of the best back cars in the world.
Really?
10-year powertrain coverage, 5-year bumper-to-bumper, and 3 years free scheduled maintenance. Did I mention the GTS has the biggest V6 in its class?
Sweet.
Theft deterrent system.
Whatever.
Mitsubishi's got your back. Right now, lease a new Galant starting at just $199 a month for 48 months. Hurry, offer ends soon.
A
2005 NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by Miller. There's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And by Jordan. Will you be the one?
Oh, we going right into it. It's pickup ball, man. Winded already. Hey, yo. You tired, man? Are you tired? Come on, man. First time out, we down, man. We got to go. Can't breathe out here, man. Right there, get back. Ah! There you go.
Oh, that high altitude on the Rocky Mountains. Steve, when you're back here in Denver, do you find yourself lightheaded?
I always find myself lightheaded, Mark. No matter what city I'm in.
Well, Zydrunas Ilgauskas has checked in, so Rick Popovich, Stan Van Gundy have used their complete rosters here in this first half as planned. Shot clock down to 4, which is rare. Here is Ginobili. And the long rebound fielded by Iverson. McGrady back. Iverson whips right by him and draws the foul.
You know, when I listen to that sound, I just can't think of Allen Iverson ever getting tired. I mean, this guy has got more energy. I think he could play 2 games.
No. But it is a factor. You know, when you come up here to play, I always felt that it's that first burst, that first 3 or 4 minutes, and you feel like you can't get any air. Once you get that second win, you're fine.
Steve was gasping during our on-camera opening.
Well, the problem for me when I played, I only played 4 or 5 minutes the whole game, so I never had a chance to get my second win.
The East in the midst of a 9-3 run. It is now a 6-point game, just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. Kevin Garnett is back. Oh, Iverson with the steal and fouled by Lewis.
That's going to be a clear path.
Yeah, clear path, 1 shot in the ball.
I've always felt like when you were coaching against Allen Iverson, you wanted him to have to guard the ball. When he was off the ball, he totally disrupted your game. He could come from the corner and go all the way to the top and intercept the pass, and you saw him read that play in the passing lane, and he's so quick. But that's where he picks up all of his steals.
Allen Iverson, the MVP of the 2001 All-Star Game in Washington. He's won 3 scoring titles, trying to make it number 4 this year, averaging 29.9. Let's go to David Aldridge for more on Allen Iverson.
Marv, you know, Allen Iverson's going to turn 30 years old in June, and I don't think there's any guy on this floor that's matured more in the last few years. He said that he used to be bitter about always being in the public eye, but now he realizes that that's his life, and he's enjoying it more and more. As he told me the other day, when I look in the mirror, I'm okay with it.
All right, David Iverson with 5 points, 5 assists in this first half.
And he was actually the leader on that team in Athens. He was the voice of reason with all those younger players as they were trying to find a way to win that gold medal. But you have to admire, you know, Marv, you and I did the game in Washington, D.C., the finish that he put on in that game to win that MVP trophy. That was one of the better games. I think it sort of led to Dikembe Mutombo being traded for later on in that year as the Philadelphia 76ers went to the NBA Finals.
Yes, Dikembe very impressive in that game. Isn't that amazing how one performance can show a coach that a guy may have a little more than he thought? And that coach, as it turned out, was Larry Brown.
Right.
I think he'd had a few other good performances before that, Marv. I mean, Dikembe was well established at that point, but I do understand your point. Kind of.
Well, it kind of drove it home.
Yes, yes.
It impressed him. It was right in front of his eyes.
There you go.
Paul Pierce. You are lightheaded, you know.
Trying to get my second win.
All right, here's Carter for 3. Vince Carter of the New Jersey Nets, who averages 22 per game, and as we discussed earlier, has just turned it around since coming over from the Toronto Raptors. The East in the midst of a 19-3 run, looking to add to it. Iverson went over the head. Jamison able to save it. Here's Pierce. Yes. So the East has taken a 5-point lead.
Well, the great thing about an all-star game is a 20-point deficit in the second quarter is maybe like 2 or 4 in the regular season. It means nothing.
We've seen an 18-point swing here. West led by as many as 13. Coming up on 3.5 remaining in this first half. Here is Ilgauskas. Talking about Grant Hill coming back from injuries. How about Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who's been healthy these last 3 years? He's broken each of his feet at least twice. 17-0 run now by the Eastern Conference All-Stars. They lead by 7.
Baby, shot caller. That's right. Ain't nobody gets crazy.
Hello? Hi.
My life's about dancing to my own tune. My American Express card always backs me up.
Cold hard fact. Only Coors Light is frost brewed at ice cold temperatures. Stored cold and shipped cold. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
No, I'm not into trying to be hard. If you ask me about that on the basketball court, then I say, yeah, I'm hard, I'm tough on the basketball court. But off the court, that ain't who I want my kids to feel like their daddy is. That's just my environment. That's where I came from. I can't be somebody else. All I can be is the best Allen Iverson that I can be.
Cold hard fact. The higher the elevation, the lower the temperature. That's why every single Coors Light is born right here in the Rockies. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
How would I define drama?
Conflict.
Conflict? No, let's go! Conflict makes drama.
She deserves to know the truth.
I am being framed!
Drama is TNT.
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 Friday, March 11th.
Who is he?
My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I will have my vengeance.
3 nights in a row. Gladiator, starting March 11th at 8 on TNT. We know drama.
3.5 remaining in this first half. The East red hot with a 52-45 lead over the West. Coming up, the Verizon Wireless halftime report with Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Smith, Magic Johnson, and Charles Barkley. Charles has the voice back. Live musical performances by Leon Rimes and Big and Rich. To say Leanne Rimes.
So Charles got more than 45 minutes of sleep last night, apparently. Good for him.
Well, you know, everybody's talking about it being Charles's birthday today. The big birthday to me is my grandson Ryan's too today. So I know Charles is being celebrated, but I'm celebrating my grandson. Mark.
There you go.
The East with 17 unanswered points the last 2 minutes and 43 seconds, a 23-3 run since the West led by 13. Steve Nash to Kobe Bryant.
Here's a set play out of the timeout.
That's right.
And who delivers the pass? None other than Steve Nash.
Boy, Greg Popovich absolutely adores Steve Nash. He was just raving about him in our talk.
Bryant with the steal that goes behind the back to get it to Marion. Oh, what a play. Kobe Bryant comes up with the steal, and then a beautiful feed to Sean Marion.
The unsung hero of all the 3 All-Stars, really. He's a guy who changed positions, moved from the small forward to the power forward, one of the leading rebounders in the league, does a lot of the dirty work. It's good to see him here.
Paul Pierce from downtown. Here's Jamison. And Nash pushing it. Manu Ginobili. Ginobili with a twister. What a shot. Mano's so excited to be here as an All-Star. In fact, he flew his family in from Argentina.
Maybe the most grateful all-star I have ever seen as Iverson knocks down the jumper. I had a chance to visit with Manu the other night, and it's just so refreshing to see how happy he is to be here.
Say all these segues, we talk about a guy and they're scoring on the next play. It's like this is choreographed.
On cue.
Manu Ginobili, a huge star back home in Argentina, two-time MVP of the Italian League, and has blossomed in his third NBA season. For exclusive 2005 NBA All-Star Game post-game coverage, tune into NBA TV. That'll be immediately following the game. The East now leads by 1. The West is led by as many as 13. The East at 1 point led by 7. Here's Bryant. Pierce able to poke it away.
That's the old Tracy McGrady play. I think he's done that 4 times in All-Star games.
Iverson. Allen Iverson has had a terrific first half. 9 points for Iverson. Ginobili spinning on Ilgauskas. Here's Pierce. It counts, and the foul.
Does he get an assist to himself? Does he get a shot attempt and an offensive rebound? How do you score that?
We talked about that today. I mean, is it a shot, a rebound, and a score, or is it an assist and a basket? Who knows? I don't know. We'll have to find that out.
Check with the official scores. I believe it's a shot, a rebound, and a score. Not an assist, though. That will count and a foul. So Tim Duncan will head to the line.
Personal foul.
Looking back at that move by Vince Carter, and once again seeing the...
That's what he's talking about. Let's get Vince Carter, let's get Jason Richardson, let's get all these dunkers, Kobe Bryant, and let's have a dunk-off next year.
Wouldn't be bad to watch, would it?
Here is Iverson. That shot blocked by Bryant. We have received official word on that foray as Duncan takes it to the rim. On that move by Carter, it is scored officially as a single shot.
Nothing.
That's it.
No rebound, no shot.
You wonder about that. Does that mean all the other stuff didn't happen?
Just like a tree falls in the forest? Or what, are you getting philosophical on us?
He passed to himself, but he didn't.
Did not happen. Iverson. 1 on the shot clock. Pierce not able to hit from downtown. As time runs out in this first half, with the East leading the West 61-59. The high point man is Tim Duncan, 5 of 7. 11 points. Allen Iverson with 9 points and 8 assists. Vince Carter had the play of the game. He has 8 points. Let's go to Craig with the answer.
Well, where did you find the answer to catch your breath? Earlier you said you couldn't get it. Next thing you know, you have 9 points, 8 assists.
It don't matter. I still can't find my breath. It's tough playing out here with this thin air. I knew it was going to be. I hadn't played in a couple of days, so I know my teammates at home shocked to see me breathing like this, but it is what it is.
Your teammate, Doug Collins, says Allen Iverson never runs out of breath.
No, I mean, I usually don't. If you throw the ball up, I'm all right, but right now I'm struggling.
What about the play by Vince Carter? All right, thanks a lot. Good first half. Allen Iverson leading the comeback. 9 points, 8 assists. And we'll be back with a halftime report. EJ in the game from Denver.
Radio telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use or dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Verizon Wireless halftime report continues, coming your way live from Denver, where Kenny just cannot get that save a horse, ride a cowboy tune out of
man, I grew up in New York City on that same type of music. Right on the streets of New York.
It took you home tonight, didn't it?
I gotta say something, man.
Go ahead, say it.
America's got to get over the Janet Jackson team. Because I had to suffer through Paul McCartney.
Oh, suffer through Paul. Come on, Paul McCartney's an icon.
Yeah, that just means you're old. And
You'd know.
And tonight I had to suffer through Leanne Rhymes and Big and Rich.
Now, be nice, Charles. It's your
I'm just
birthday. Be nice.
Listen, I'm not a country music person.
Well, save a horse, ride a cowboy, and watch the highlights. And talk about what you saw in the first half here, guys.
Hey, listen, doing country music. Get some Al Twain.
All right.
Or Faith Hill.
Be that as it may, the feed from LeBron James to Allen Iverson magic.
Well, you know what? Allen played very well, and he set the tone for the East. And then Vince Carter really took over and did his thing. I tell you, that off-the-glass slam dunk with one hand was amazing.
Yeah, you mean this one right here?
Half man, that's amazing again.
Oh,
you know, it tell you what it's amazing what it changed the series. That must be the new Shaq phone.
It's for you,
but, you know, big things are happening down on that baseline. So.
Exactly.
So it's a 61-59 game. You were sitting up here saying, boy, the East better slow this down because they're down 13 or they're going to get run out of the building, and then they go on a 17-0 run.
Yeah, it seems like when the West got the big lead, they just kind of shut it down. But if you look at it, Irv is right. Allen Iverson played a great first half. He got the tempo sped up, and that's the difference.
No matter how many great centers and power forwards there are in the world, the All-Star game, as Magic knows, is a guard game. I don't care if it's a junior high school All-Star game or a high school or an NBA. Guards control the game and control the tempo, and that's what Allen Iverson was able to do and get everybody involved, and then the big men don't have to touch the ball.
61-59 is the halftime score. What do you look for in the third quarter and in the fourth here, Magic?
I look now for, I think Kenny said it earlier, that Allen Iverson is going to go for the MVP, or him or Vince Carter. And then the West, they showed their domination early and seemed like they just pulled back. But I look for a close game and a good open floor game. I hope that the game is played like the last 3 minutes of the half, because you saw both teams in transition doing very well.
And I just hope whoever put the halftime together, they getting their resume ready.
Only one player in double figures, and that is Tim Duncan of the West.
Hey, this is a hip-hop weekend.
Save a horse, man.
By the way, the East...
Y'all think this is a NASCAR
leading
race?
61-59.
This ain't no NASCAR race.
By the way, Jeff
Gordon
won the Daytona 500.
It's only Nelly and Puff Daddy on the front row.
I've got to get this done. Shaq has 8 points and 2 rebounds. And now he's making some big noise, courtesy of VCast from Verizon Wireless. The big fella is coming to your phone. Here he is to tell you about it.
A superhero never takes the day off. I am Shaquille O'Neal. If you want action, insight, and entertainment, just pick up your phone and tune into my VCast. Am I the first to have VCast on my phone? It's full of surprises. You never know what you're gonna get. You're pretty good, little baby. But one thing's for sure. It's gonna be exciting. This is my stress reliever. Once I throw in my favorite tunes, get the bob on my head, stress is gone. I'll give you a 5-minute example.
Turn the bass up, man. Superstar in the game. Big man, switching lanes. Never mind a shine on the whip pin.
See, that's how loud it is. You can't even hear me. I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. You still won't even hear me. Why? Ah!
Shine on the whip pin and chain. Knock, knock, coming around and putting it down. I know you can't.
I'll be your ambassador to the game with exclusive interviews. Can you hear me now? Matchup analysis. San Antonio is the most disciplined team in the NBA. And everything in between. Whether I'm on the court or off the court. I'm always strong. I'm always dominant. Everybody wants to dunk on me, but you can't. And I never phone it in, unless, of course, I'm on VCast. Do I regret miniaturizing myself? Not at all.
And the big fella, Shaquille O'Neal.
We're dead. Size is all mental.
Introducing VCast for the first time. Presenting the most dangerous comedy of the year.
The music biz is dangerous. It's rough out there.
Wait, my record. No.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, y'all speak to my daughter.
Good morning, Deshaun.
Be tough. What's with the finger? That's not gangster. That's not gangster. Be strong.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Chili.
And be bold.
Double. Don't give me no gun, man.
It's my wife's cousin. Be cool. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 4th.
Come on, clown it, baby.
all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee. With more power and torque than anything in its class, it can turn a quarter mile of pavement into a Jeep trail. The off-road legend continues on-road. Get 0+, 0% financing plus February bonus cash for total savings of up to $4,700 on Grand Cherokee.
Oh, Ginobili crossover. Oh, Ginobili!
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center, Denver, Colorado. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Doug Collins, Craig Sager, David Aldridge. As we head to the second half, it's the East 61 and the West 59. But looking back at this first half, the most memorable play of the half pulled off by the New Jersey Nets' Vince Carter, and this was out of the pages of Tracy McGrady, who did it twice in All-Star competition. Here is Tracy with the pass to himself off glass.
Yeah, actually Vince's distant cousin, so maybe this is something in the family, but this is the kind of play that fans come to see. I mean, look at this tonight. He gets up so high and he is so strong, and this arena just lit up when he made that play.
As for the first half, the West at one point led by as many as 13. The East led by as many as 7. It's a 2-point game right here.
Well, Marv, it was really the rebounding. The first 15 minutes, the West 27-11 on the boards. They're up 13. And in the last 9 minutes, the East leads on the boards 12-5. And they end up with a 15-point run there to end the half. So it's rebounding really that's been the tail of the tape here with both teams.
A look at the stat line, the Jeep game summary. East at 48%, the West 49%. That's customary. You rarely go to the free throw strike in all-star play. 23 assists for the West and 16 for the East, led by Allen Iverson, who has 13 turnovers committed by the West. That allowed the East to get back into it. And the West has had the edge off the boards, 32-23. That 17 straight run by the East got them back into it. Overall, a 23-3 spurt. And so it is a 2-point lead here at the half. The East 61, the West 59. Let's check in with Craig.
Well, at halftime, Greg Popovich told his team that offensively they need to move the ball better. They got off to a good start, but he said you have to change sides. They kind of went to the first guy shooting the ball in the second quarter. He also said that Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan, who played just 9 minutes in the first half, he plans to rest them throughout the entire fourth quarter. Kevin Garnett bothering a little bit by knee tendonitis, and Tim Duncan an ankle, a knee, and a hip injury. So we may see the best of Duncan and Garnett here in the third quarter, and they plan to rest them in the fourth.
Although I would think if it's a close game, there will be temptations.
Well, remember, Popovich said before the game, it's the ultimate test of discipline for him as a coach. Can he keep these two guys out of the lineup?
Here's Kobe Bryant off the steal. Tim Duncan, nice ball movement. And the West has tied it.
Well, with that said, if that's going to be the case, then I think it'd be imperative for the West to try to get a little bit of breathing distance here in this third period with these two guys playing.
Both teams back to their starting lineups. The East with Grant Hill, Vince Carter, Shaquille O'Neal on the front line. Allen Iverson and LeBron James in the backcourt. Foul on Bryant, his second.
And here's that strange matchup we had at the beginning of the game. Tim Duncan guarding Vince Carter out on the perimeter.
Remember, he started out the game with a 3 because Duncan is so used to guarding the basket.
Shot clock is down to 3. Hill. The West with their starting lineup. Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Yao Ming up front. Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady at the guards. Here is Kobe. And that pass deflected. He thought he was fouled.
Kobe still looks a little rusty, doesn't he? I mean, he missed a good portion of the season, 14 games with the ankle injury, and he's still struggling a little bit out there.
He looks a little heavier.
He does look bigger.
I saw him.
I agree.
McGrady looked like he was going to go behind the back, and it's tipped home by Duncan.
There's the rebounding once again. This is the rebounding group that dominated the first part of the game, which gave the West the big lead.
15 points for Tim Duncan. 7 of 9 from the field. Here's James for 3. LeBron James, who has come so far with that perimeter shot since his rookie year.
Yeah, he's improved from 41% last year as Garnett gets the dunk to 49 this year. And you know, watching him, I see such better balance with that jump shot. He's got a wider base. He's not fading away. Remember last year, Doug, he chewed that Michael Jordan fade away, but he didn't have a foundation to his jump shot. He's really building it now.
O'Neal with the head fake. O'Neal fighting position.
Well, he looks quick. He has gotten better as the season has gone on. He got off to a little bit of a slow start, but his numbers are just picking up dramatically.
Shaq has 10 points. McGrady, yes. Apparently was deflected and hit underneath the backboard. The West up 67, 66, 2.5 gone by in the third quarter. Carter for three. Vince Carter has done it from inside, from outside. He now has 11.
Doug, you talked about Ray Allen shooting that three so easily. Vince Carter makes it look so smooth, too. He's just so strong and athletic. He just flicks that ball from 28 feet. It's so simple for him.
Oh, it's McGrady. The official, Ken Mauer, went down. He's all right. Hill off the rebound. Hill having difficulty controlling the dribble and stepped out.
You know, he talked about that yesterday, that he doesn't have a great handle on the ball yet. When I coached Brandon Detroit, he was my point guard and one of the best in the league. And he's still starting to get that handle. He said his stamina's not quite there. Doesn't feel as good with the basketball yet.
Garnett over James. 6 points for Kevin Garnett of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
It's going to be interesting to watch Minnesota, Doug, down the stretch here with Kevin McHale coaching the team now. They're playing with a lot of passion, a lot of fire, but they've got a long way to go.
Talked with Kevin the other night doing the Minnesota-Cleveland game as Garnett takes it to the rim. We asked Kevin if he checked with some of his former teammates or former coaches before he took the job as head coach following the departure of Flip Saunders, and he said, yes, I did. And I said, what did he say? What did they say? And he said, are you nuts becoming a head coach?
Well, he said, I know it's not one of the creme de la creme jobs in the NBA coaching, but Flip Saunders is a wonderful coach and did a great job there at Minnesota. He's going to end up somewhere, you know that.
Wherever he wants, I think. Absolutely. He's probably going to be number one on everybody's list.
He's a brilliant coach. He and Phil Jackson, the two out there everybody's speaking about now.
McGrady off the rebound, finding Garnett. It counts, and the foul.
You know, Marv, just to follow up on that Minnesota going in now, you know, it's interesting. They were the #1 seed last year in the East. If the playoffs started today, they would not be in. The Lakers are in the 8th spot, and it's going to be interesting to see which one of those two teams I think wins, because I think you see Houston's going to be in, Memphis, Dallas, Sacramento, Phoenix, Seattle, and San Antonio. So that 8th spot to me is the one that's open. And don't count Denver out, because Denver has a better home schedule coming up. Although they're under 500 right now, they've played a lot more road games. That will change in the second part of the season.
And since George Karl took over, the Nuggets have won 7 of 11. Foul on Duncan. Talking about the Lakers a moment ago. For more on that, let's go to David Aldridge.
Marv, you mentioned it, and Phil and Doug mentioned it as well. The Lakers have the 8th spot in the West, and they want to make sure that they maintain that. I'm told that owner Jerry Buss has mandated that his team make the playoffs this year. And to that end, the Lakers have been looking at a number of possible trades. Now, one trade that everybody has been talking about here during All-Star Weekend that they have heard, and that I've heard also from sources that was at least discussed, was Lamar Odom going to Sacramento for Peja Stojakovic and Bobby Jackson. Now, both the Kings and the Lakers, when contacted, denied that such talks took place, which usually means they took place, guys.
Let's see, from the Laker point of view, I can certainly understand that, because he has two similar players. Oh, Bryant gets it down low to McGrady with Kobe Bryant and Lamar Odom.
Yeah, you know, I never felt like when they were playing together that they ever got in sync. Lamar Odom needs the basketball on top of the floor to make some plays in the post, and he didn't get it much with the Kobe. Did a lot of dominating of the basketball, and they really haven't played much together this season because of Kobe's injury.
Of course, as you guys know, for every 100 trades that are discussed, about one of them actually goes through. So who knows? This could be just conjecture at this point.
Is that a slap at David Aldridge?
You know, are you going to throw me under the bus? Or, I mean, It was merely a statement that I think is true. I think Doug would agree, but feel free. Go ahead.
Just trying to get you in a little trouble here. All right, Shaq to the line where he has struggled.
Maybe on a nickname Marv the Agitator. Everybody's got a nickname here this week. We can be the Agitator.
Well, we have the Czar of the Telestrator. Now we have the Czar of Agitation.
There you go.
You know, with the absence of the Czar, there's a need for them somewhere.
And you know what? We really got to talk about Mike Fratello, the job he's done down there in Memphis, taking over for UB Brown, and how well that team has played. Casola's been hurt, Bonzi Wells, James Posey, and they played great basketball.
Kobe Bryant. So Kobe with the reverse, and the West now leads 77-71. Steve Nash is checked back in. Greg Popovich pulling Yao Ming. Off-balance three offered up by LeBron James. And here is McGrady.
I've never seen a good shooter ever scissor his legs like that, like Tracy does on his shot.
Iverson, yes. Allen Iverson, 13 points along with 8 assists.
I think McGrady and Vince Carter both do that little scissor kick, and some of these guys, Doug, are so athletic. And speaking of athletic, watch this.
LeBron James taking it to the rim to bring the East within 11 points for LeBron in his first All-Star game.
Well, it looked like the West was getting a little cushion. They pushed it to 6. Back-to-back baskets by the East. Sloppy play here. LeBron James getting in the passing lead, one of the league leads in steals. Finishing it off, powerful, mature. This guy's frightening.
NBA players understand that giving back to the community is the most important thing we do. That's why at All-Star 2005 in Denver, the best action took place off the court. Whether it's reading to children, visiting kids in the hospital, teaching young people the value of sportsmanship, or opening reading and learning centers, the NBA family is touching lives and inspiring kids. So be an All-Star and make a difference in your community.
A 210 horsepower PowerTech V6, 2 available 4-wheel drive systems, 5,000-pound towing capacity, and one feature that really attracts attention. The new 2005 Jeep Liberty. Get 0+, 0% financing plus February bonus cash for total savings of up to $6,800 on Liberty.
Chicken selects from McDonald's. They're good.
Why? Because they say they're good? I bet they also said crispy.
They are crispy.
Of course you would say that. They're in your dome, using words like juicy chicken breast.
Yeah, they are juicy, and it comes with a Chipotle barbecue sauce.
A zippy dipping sauce. Yeah, like we wouldn't have seen that coming.
Why do you do this, man?
No, why did they do this?
of a sudden, I feel really, really sad. Don't.
The 2005 NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. And by Jeep Trail Rated Capability. Only in a Jeep 4x4.
Friday, March 11th.
Who is he?
My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
3 nights in a row. Gladiator, starting March 11th at 8 on TNT. We know drama.
We're back in Denver. The West is led by as many as 13. Turnaround by the East in the second quarter. It's now a 2-point game with 6:18 left in the third. Another look at the various personalities who've turned out for All-Star Weekend. That is Chris Tucker, Vivica A. Fox, Terrell Owens of the Philadelphia Eagles, and Puff Daddy with a Shaq shoe, or is that an oversized cell phone? All right, let's check in again with David Aldridge. David?
Hey, guys, with Dwayne Wade here. Wade, how have you enjoyed your first All-Star experience?
Oh, it's been great. It's been everything that I ever dreamed it would be. And this is the icing on the cake. We get to play an All-Star game in front of everybody. I'm just having fun.
What's better, the playing or the hanging out?
The playing is better. That's what we do. Play basketball. But the hanging out is great. You get to hang out with people that you grew up watching, people that you see on TV all the time. So it's great.
Is there any one guy whose shoes you definitely want after the game?
If I could pick somebody's shoes I definitely want, I'd take AI.
Why?
Just because I got tremendous respect for him. He's a warrior, and I like to have his shoes.
Dwayne, thanks very much. Good luck the second half. Back to you, Mark.
All right, a wonderful second season for Dwayne Wade, who has averaged 24 points, 7 assists. Garnett able to get inside on the West with a 79-77 advantage. Dwayne Wade called by his teammate Shaquille O'Neal Flash. And they have teamed up to lead the Miami Heat to the best record in the Eastern Conference. Here is Iverson. And back comes Bryant. Bryant and Nash now work the backcourt for the West. Bryant with a driving hook. Handled by O'Neal. LeBron James batting it away. Able to save it. Now Pierce backs it up. Jermaine O'Neal has returned. O'Neal, that's Jermaine along with Shaquille O'Neal on the front line with Paul Pierce. LeBron James out on Iverson in the backcourt. That will count as a goal.
Mark, seeing Paul Pierce out on the floor makes me think of the Eastern Conference race. That third spot, whoever wins the Atlantic Division. And we see the drive here by Jermaine O'Neal, another team that would like to find a way to get back into the playoffs with all the injuries and the suspensions. But that third spot's going to be so vital. You'll play 6, even though you wouldn't have the home court advantage. But 8 gets 1, which would be Miami. You do not want to have to do that. So winning that Atlantic is very important.
Here's McGrady. Looked like there was some contact.
Well, and at the same time, the race at the bottom is going to be for 6. Everybody is going to be dying to get number 6. They'll probably have the home court.
That counts for the foul. Beautiful pass from LeBron James to set it up. O'Neal with 6 points.
Well, this is why this guy is so highly regarded around the league. LeBron James is a pass-first superstar, and you see the finish there by Jermaine O'Neal, but it's so rare to have a guy that athletic who thinks pass first. Most guys are a little less athletic, and they have to pass. He can do whatever he wants. He still thinks pass.
Well, think about Jermaine O'Neal. You talk about respect these young players have for this game. He could have broken Reggie Miller's Indiana scoring record this year. He had a chance to do that. Took himself out of the game, and he said, you know what? That's Reggie's record. I don't, the game is over here. About 2 minutes to go. He could have broken the record. But he said, that's Reggie's. He deserves that. It says a lot about the respect that these young guys do have for some of these super players through the years.
Manu Ginobili just came back, and he's fouled by Jermaine O'Neal. Antoine Jamison checking in for the East, replacing LeBron James. Here comes Gilbert Arenas for number 34, Allen Iverson. LeBron with 13 points, 7 of the 13 here in the third quarter. James with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Point number 5 for Manu Ginobili. What a year for Manu, sparking Argentina to the gold at the Olympic Games in Athens. All-star selection. 27 years old, easily the most popular athlete in Argentina. Pierce to the rim. The East leads by 3.
That Ginobili has really changed that Spurs team. And talking to Greg Popovich before the game, as Nowitzki knocks down the 3, He said, you know what, I've had to learn to live with Manu because my instinct as a coach is to control things, and I've got to let him go because he does so many things well, and you've got to give up a couple of turnovers, a couple of bad plays because he's so effective with what he does.
Game tied at 84, just under 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Pierce. And last touched by the East. See Nash so anxious to get the ball, wants to break up court.
Well, what I love about a good push up the floor, like Nash just did, is Ginobili throws it out of bounds.
There's one of those plays you were talking about.
Yeah, other than that. But when you push the ball up the floor, as you know, Doug, even if nothing's there, now you got about 20 seconds to run your offense. And you'll see Nash do that every play with the Suns. And even when they don't have that quick two, they've got plenty of time to work the clock and get a good shot.
McGrady to the crossover. McGrady lost the handle. And the ball back to the East.
And I think when you look at Phoenix, they're one of the few teams that runs even after the other team scores. They're always going to keep the pressure on you, so you can never relax.
You see that move by McGrady? That was a page out of Ginobili's book. He's popularized that move now, and you see more and more guys trying that. Their little crossover with the same hand.
And O'Neal getting inside. It counts, and he draws the foul. So Jermaine will head to the line. Foul on Nowitzki. Now Tracy McGrady will sit down, and Ray Allen makes his return. Jermaine O'Neal looking to complete the three-point play, and he does. 10 points for Jermaine, 8 of the 10 here in the third. The East with a three-point advantage. Nowitzki lost the dribble. And a timeout is called by Stan Van Gundy. Just under 3 to go in this third quarter. The East 87, the West 84.
Suns have numbers. Nash behind the back.
Streaming video highlights, news, scores, schedules, and more. NBA action delivered directly to you on select Nokia video phones. Nokia, connecting people.
Hi, guys.
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available Quadra-Drive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. Get 0% financing plus February bonus cash for total savings of up to $4,700 on Grand Cherokee.
Are you ready? Whoa! Go! Whoa! Are you ready? I can't do this. No! No way! Not even for some Bud Light?
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light.
See you, dude! Wait!
It's all here.
Viking Professional Series, Viking Designer Series, where Liebert's Royal Green. Viking, restaurant results in a residential kitchen. Exceptional features, heavy-duty styling. Is there a gourmet in you? Viking, it looks like it, it cooks like it. Come into Liebert's Royal Green and experience the Designer Showcase Showroom. Liebert's Royal Green Wholesale Appliances, 228 East Post Road in White Plains. Viking at Liebert's Royal Green.
For the best buying experience, visit Curry Acura, New York's only 5-time recipient of Acura's Precision Team Award for excellence in customer satisfaction and sales. Curry Acura is proud to feature the 2005 Acura MDX, one of the top-rated luxury sports utility vehicles by leading consumer magazines. And right now at Curry Acura, you can own a new 2005 Acura MDX luxury sport utility vehicle with standard third-row seating for only $399 per month. Curry Acura on Central Avenue in Scarsdale. CurryAcura.com.
right, here it is, guys. A special All-Star edition of Steve Wonders, brought to you by Bud Light. Although, Steve, you've been so busy, so many activities All-Star Week. Have you had time to wonder?
I'm having a very difficult time thinking of anything. They're working me like a dog here, but I was wondering. We're here all weekend. It's been wonderful here in Denver. Last time the All-Star game was here was in 1984. You know what I wondered? I wondered what happened. What did happen? Well, the East won 154-145. Isaiah Thomas was the MVP, scored 21 points all in the second half, had 15 assists. And of course, Magic Johnson, as you would expect, had a wonderful game, 22 assists in the loss. You know, Denver is also where the introduction of All-Star Saturday started. And a lot of people remember Larry Nance of the Phoenix Suns beating Julius Erving to win the Slam Dunk Championship.
That was an upset.
He dunked 2 balls. You remember that?
Yes, I sure do.
Unbelievable.
Casey Jones coaching the Eastern squad to victory in Denver back in '84. Frank Layden, the coach of the West. O'Neal stripped by Nowitzki. Just under 3 minutes to play in the third. The East with an 87-84 lead. Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Manu Ginobili in a 3-guard alignment for the West. The big men are Nowitzki and Stoudemire. They work it around. Nice ball movement. Allen for 3. And back comes Pierce of the Boston Celtics. Here is Gilbert Arenas going last.
He's had a magnificent year for Washington. When Larry Hughes got hurt, he picked up his numbers. The team is 30-22 right now, battling Cleveland for a home court advantage in the Eastern Conference playoffs. What a wonderful year it's been in Washington with he and Antoine Jamison.
You know, Larry Hughes had a great shot at making the All-Star team, too. Unfortunately for him, the injury occurred, but they've got a chance to really make a run here in the East.
And O'Neal on a nice setup, so the East now leads by 7 points. 10 of Jermaine's 12 points in this third quarter. Allen's pass deflected away, last touch by the East. Let's go to Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, remember at halftime, Coach Popovich told us he did not plan to play Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan in the fourth quarter. During that last time out, he talked to both of them. He said, you guys are through for the night. Duncan says, you may think I'm through for the night, but I'm not putting any ice on yet. So apparently if it's close to the end, Duncan may change those plans.
Guys want to play. Marv, you come here and, you know, you think I'll just make a cameo appearance. These guys are great because they're competitors. And you know what I'm thinking? I see Shaq over there resting. I'm seeing him poised for a huge finish here tonight to try to get this East team a victory.
Blocking foul was called on Pierce. 14 on the shot clock for the West.
Tough matchup here for Ilgauskas with the speed of Stoudemire, who kind of bails him out with a fall-away jumper.
And Wallace just checked back in. His pass intercepted by Nowitzki. Allen on a catch and shoot from downtown. Ray Allen with 12 points. That's his 4th 3.
So without Garnett and Duncan, assuming they don't play in the entire fourth quarter, I think you're looking at a lot of perimeter shooting down the stretch for the West. I'd look for Ray Allen to be out there quite a bit.
Ilgauskas is fouled by Stoudemire.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see what Cleveland does. You know, LeBron James is really lobbying to keep Zydrunas Ilgauskas. They also want to have cap space to add a shooter to that team. As we know, Steve, we've talked about them needing another shooter. There's been discussions of Ray Allen, Joe Johnson, Michael Redd, maybe Larry Hughes, guys who are free agents. But they need to keep this big man in the middle, so they're going to have to manage this cap in such a way they can add and help LeBron on the perimeter. But at the same time, this guy has been great since he's come back. He's averaging a career-high 17.5 points this season, and he's been healthy, and he gives them a low post presence in the East.
Minute remaining in this third quarter. The East up by 6. Well, he was looking for a cutter. There was no cutter.
There was actually some defense. A couple guys stopped Wallace's roll to the basket, forced the turnover.
20th turnover committed by the West. The East with 11. Jamison not able to hit. Back comes Allen, picked up by Pierce. Allen accelerates. And that was a pass. That was not a shot, although it did not work. Ilgauskas with a little skip, got away with it, hit top of reverse.
Tell you what, he's a little more athletic than people think. We've seen him make some acrobatic moves.
And Nash gets it right back. It's the East 95, the West 89.
Well, they're going to open the floor here for Gilbert Arenas. Last possession. Nobody's been able to keep this guy in front of him all season long. So if you give help, look for somebody to spot up and shoot a three, either Jamison or Paul Pierce.
Final seconds of the quarter. Here is Arenas. 3 quarters complete here in Denver. The East 95 and the West 89. The East ending the third quarter on a 24-12 run.
I'll tell you something. If you're gonna play out here, you not only have to be tough on the outside, you're gonna have to be tough on the inside.
Redesigned 2005 Jeep Liberty. Get 0+, 0% financing plus February bonus cash for total savings of up to $6,800 on Liberty.
So, how's business been, sir?
We can't complain. Oh, who would listen?
Who would listen?
Can't say I'll never rap again. You know, as a talent, you know, who am I? I'm a man. Anybody that made it successful from where I come from, they never came back. Simon, you ever bought a Jay-Z album?
Oh, of course, sir.
Open the door for the next generation the way it was open for me.
Presenting the most dangerous comedy of the year.
The music biz is dangerous. It's rough out there.
Wait, my right. No.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, y'all speak to my daughter.
Good morning, John. Be tough.
What's with the finger? That's not gangster. That's not gangster.
Be strong.
Don't apologize. I'm sorry, Chili.
And be bold.
Double. Don't give me no gun, man. It's my wife's cousin.
Be cool. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 4th.
Hey, come on, clown it, baby.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way we dribble up and down the court. I like slam dunks that take me to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop.
Find scores, find tickets, find just what you're after with the new, more precise MSN search.
Band practice again at 3:30. Someone stole my car.
Hold the phone. I got my boys at Fix-A-Hoopties to trick out your ride. What do you think? It's tight, right?
Okay, that looks exactly the same.
Didn't your mama tell you? It's the inside that counts. Check this out.
Shut up.
Crisp, clean, thirst-quenching Sprite, never out of reach. Show 'em my motto. By the way, you owe $37,000.
Welcome back to the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. Tonight's aerial coverage being presented in high definition where available. Brought to you by the Air Force. Now look at Eastern Conference head coach Stan Van Gundy of the Miami Heat. His first All-Star game Longtime assistant under Pat Riley, took over as the head coach last season following an 0-7 start. Miami fell 11 games under the 500 mark. They turn it around. They win 17 of their final 21. They finished 4th in the East. And as this 4th quarter gets underway, Gilbert Arenas hits from downtown. So he's beginning to show some signs. And how about Miami this year as they completely restructure the club off the trade involving Shaquille O'Neal. And that tip will count. The basket counts, says the outside official, Bill Spooner. And a loose ball foul is called.
Now, Mark, where you've seen the coach's influences in a game like this is after timeouts, coming out of quarter breaks, you could see the play set up that Stan Van Gundy sets up for Gilbert Arenas. They drive baseline, kick it along that sideline. Teams love to make that play, and he hits the 3. But at these timeouts, that's where you're going to see it.
And then all hell breaks loose for the next 11 minutes.
And it's a jump ball. The basket counted a moment ago on the tip, and then Ilgauskas away from the ball called for the foul on Marion, so he shot just the one free throw, and now they'll jump it up.
You know, Marv, talking about Stan Van Gundy, can you imagine if you had told him when he was 0-7 a year ago, you'd said, next year, you'll be coaching the All-Star game and Shaq will be on your team? I mean, he would have thought you were nuts.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah.
But Stan talking about how fragile this business is as Wade fires one up, citing Flip Saunders, the coach of the Weston squad last year. Minnesota wins 58 games a year ago. And foul is called. It's a loose ball affair once again. It is on Arenas.
And you take a guy like Rick Carlisle, who coached the game here last year. You see what's happened to Indiana this year with the suspensions and all that's going on there. Right now, they're not even in the play. I mean, they're not even in the playoffs.
Here is Yao Ming, and the rebound handled by Ben Wallace. LeBron James back on the floor, and apparently out of bounds or pushed. No, Jack Neese says a push. Foul on Allen.
We're getting close to that magical 8-minute mark in an All-Star game. That's when the switch gets turned. That's when the coaches start getting guys in and out of games. This last 8 minutes is going to be fun.
And very shortly, we will see the return of Shaquille O'Neal. The East up by 7. Yao with the block of Wade. Kept alive, though. And here's James. Oh, it's put down by Wallace. Ben Wallace on the follow, and the East opens up a 9-point lead.
Well, when Yao Ming comes over to block a shot, it leaves the basket area wide open. You look at the small lineup the West has out there, they're in trouble on the boards.
Here is Yao off the pass from Marion. Minute and a half gone by in this 4th quarter. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Steve Kerr, Greg Sager, David Aldridge on the sidelines. Ilgauskas, and that'll be a jump ball as we check in with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Doug mentioned earlier about Zydrunas Ilgauskas being a free agent. Talked to him before the game, and he said, look, the biggest reason why he wants to stay in Cleveland, stands about 6'8", 245. Said that LeBron James gets him 2 or 3 layups every game. And he said, for a big guy like me, it's so important to get into a rhythm early, and LeBron does that for me, guys.
All right, David. The East controlling that jump ball. Arenas not able to hit Ilgauskas with a behind-the-back attempt on the save. But back comes Rashard Lewis for the West, and it's stolen by Wade. Here's Wade with a breakaway. Wade with the reverse stuff.
East is making a little push here. Is Greg Popovich going to be able to resist Duncan and Garnett coming back into this game?
Marion with the runner. Sean Marion of the Phoenix Suns, averaging 19 points, 11 rebounds, which is a career high. One of 3 Suns to make the All-Star team. And Gilbert Arenas beginning to heat up. He missed his first 5 shots and now showing signs.
Probably a little nervous. You know, this is his first time to be here on this kind of stage, but this guy can get a shot anytime he wants to.
Oh, yeah, showing a little chicanery that did not work.
Laughing his way back down the court.
The East in possession. They lead by 9. Kobe Bryant getting set to make his return. James looking to go back door, but Wade not able to hang on. Here comes Kobe Bryant.
Now, Mark, one of the teams we haven't talked much about today is the Detroit Pistons. Ben Wallace, we saw him with a follow-up dunk a couple plays ago, but they are now playing the kind of basketball they played going into the playoffs to win the championship last year, so they're poised to make that run once again.
Pistons have won 9 of their last 10 games. Ginobili for 3.
Detroit and Miami really look like the class of the East. Of course, Cleveland will have something to say about it, but it's looking more and more like a clash between the Heat and the Pistons in May.
Ilgauskas with the pick. So Zydrunas, who a couple of years back in his all-star debut saw only 4 minutes of play, has been a factor. He now has 8 points. And Manu Ginobili cuts it to a 9-point East lead.
Well, it'll be interesting also with Miami. So much speculation that Alonzo Mourning, if he passes physical, will be joining that team to give them another presence in the lane going into the playoffs.
Blocking foul on Ginobili, trying to draw the charge, which he usually does so well. Timeout called with 8.5 to play in this 4th quarter.
Protect you from taste loss, take the Taste Challenge. Question 1. What should a real light beer look like?
Like beer?
That's right. Miller Lite has a rich golden color. Question 2. What should a real light beer taste like?
Like beer.
Correct. Miller Lite has a satisfying great taste. And finally, how do you fight taste loss?
With antibiotics?
No. Drink a great tasting Miller Lite with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com.
Thanks.
Miller. Good call.
The Hyundai Sonata was named highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. So how do we make it even better? First, you add a $750 special value package at no additional cost. Then you offer $1,500 cash back. And don't forget, every Sonata is backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. The Hyundai Sonata GLS special value model is now available at your Hyundai dealer, starting at $17,499. Don't miss your opportunity to get the special value package and $1,500 cash back.
Friday, March 11th.
Who is he? My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
3 nights in a row. Gladiator, starting March 11th at 8 on TNT. We know drama.
Happiness runs in a circular motion. Thought is like a little boat upon the sea. Everybody is a part of everything anyway. You can have everything if you let yourself be. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness runs in a circular motion. Thought is like a little boat upon the sea. Everybody is a part of everything anyway. You can have everything if you let yourself be. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness runs, happiness runs. Happiness runs, happiness runs.
It starts with one good thing, and one good thing leads to another. Simple Affairs from Delta. Good goes around.
Welcome back to the 2005 All-Star Game. When you think of All-Star Games, you have to think of fashion, because the All-Star Game for many memorable moments with the shoes worn by the All-Star players. Let's take a step back and look at some of those. Scottie Pippen in 1994 with the red Nike Air Maestro. And then Chris Webber, 2002, with the chrome Data Supremes. Shaq in 2003 with his own brand Shaq shoes. That, by the way, actually did light up. And then we had Yao Ming in 2003 with the baby blue Nike Shaq Supremacies. And a year ago, Ron Artest actually wearing 2 different shoes, where we focus on the Data Sprees. And then tonight, we also have a little fashion here. LeBron James with his new Air Zoom Generation 2. Yao Ming resurrecting the Reebok Pump, and that Gilbert Arenas with the Gil Adidas. But The best shoe of all, I think, is the one we see right there. This is Shaq's shoe, and Shaq, it looks like there's a radio in here. Does it really work, and who came up with this idea?
Well, it's something I came up with. Everybody knows I'm a weird guy, so it's a Shaq shoe phone. It's a very operable phone. We should be getting a call. As a matter of fact, it's ringing right now. I want you to answer, let the world know that it's a real phone.
That's a Shaq shoe.
You got to talk in the ball.
Oh,
right there.
P. Diddy. It's P. Diddy. He has the other one.
That's right. It is P. Diddy.
He's running up your long distance charges unless you have free roaming.
You know what? I like this suit today. You're looking really good.
Oh, thanks. What about my shoes?
Yeah, great gators, great belts. You're looking really good. But this phone's an operable phone. You can call me on it anytime.
What about this game here? Ace up, 108-97. Are you through for the evening?
It's a fun game. The guys are out here representing the NBA very well. It was a fun event this weekend. This is one of the best All-Star games I've attended. I'm very impressed with the young guys like LeBron, Carmelo, D-Wade, and I think they're going to do the game very well in the future.
You've changed the power structure. Our TNT schedule reflects that. We're going to be doing a lot of Miami games, back-to-back games in March. You have against Minnesota on the 10th, and then the Lakers on the 17th. What about your playoff spurt here in the second half, and what do you have to do?
Well, we just got to, keep playing consistent, and I think if we do that, then we'll be okay.
Can I give this shoe over to Marv? He's got a lot of people he needs to talk to.
Yes, of course you can.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Craig. Kind of a handy cell phone to carry around.
It only fits in your car. I mean, see how big that shoe is?
What'd you call him? Maxwell Smart?
Maxwell Smart. I mean, for Agent 86 to show up.
7.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. The East is taking command. They lead it 108-99. Rashard Lewis not able to hit from three-point land. Allen Iverson is back. Iverson for Ilgauskas. Perhaps an extra step by Allen, but got it to Zydrunas Ilgauskas. 10 assists for Iverson.
14.7 rebounds now, so Ilgauskas has quietly worked himself into a nice game.
Here's Bryant, rejected by Ilgauskas. Now Bryant over James for three. It's an 8-point East lead. Ilgauskas not able to handle that pass. Marion for the trailer. Lewis kept alive by Rashard Lewis. And a reset. Well, Bryant decides to fire and hits from downtown.
Here we go.
That's the reset. Give it to Kobe.
If you need a comeback, I don't know if there's a better player in the league to give the ball to than Kobe Bryant. Guys hit more big fourth quarter shots in the last few years than anybody.
7 of 10, 16 points for Kobe Bryant. Iverson. Yao with the rebound. Bryant and Ginobili in the backcourt. Yao is up front. Oh, Kobe again from downtown. Yao with Lewis and Marion on the front line, and a foul is called. A reach-in foul on Lewis.
Well, looks like Big Shaq's coming in, Doug. Here's that magic time you talked about, that last spurt. It's a close game. Game's on the line. Now the coaches go with the lineup they think can win.
Wayne O'Neal and Shaquille O'Neal check in. Dwayne Wade is back. Ray Allen has come on for the West, as has Dirk Nowitzki and Amari Stoudemire. And Greg Popovich staying with the thought of resting Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett because both have been playing hurt. The steal by Iverson. Taken back by McGrady. Here's Bryant with the lob. Oh! Amari Stoudemire puts it down. The West with it 3 with 5.5 remaining in the fourth. And here's Wade right back.
He is so explosive. He reminds me like of a running back in football. He's so powerful, low to the ground, powerful finish.
Now McGrady looking to post. Iverson was battling for position and was able to break it up. Timeout called, 5:19 left in this fourth quarter. It's a 112-107 Eastern Conference lead.
Well, we saw some of this at the slam dunk contest last night. Amari Stoudemire grabbing the lob, and look at the reverse. Unbelievable athleticism.
I love this game for the energy, the heart.
chicken selects from McDonald's. Smell that.
They want us to think they smell like that.
They do smell like that.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
It's a brilliant, elaborate scheme.
That is not gonna work.
Okay, fine. Let's see what happens, okay? Excuse me. Would you like to try some chicken selects?
Those are good. She's obviously a plant. She's good.
My Sherpa. My equipment. My base camp. My trail. Oh, my Everest. And my favorite part, the descent. My life takes me to the edge. My American Express card always goes with me.
From executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television, a 6-week television event. Into the West, this June on TNT.
Floppy 3. Floppy 3. Hey, go to work down there, boy. Way to run. Way to run. Hey, Mac, good pass, Mac. Way to go, boy. That's what's up. You know, it's always about the game. But for now, no.
And Kobe Bryant prominent in this West comeback. Last 3 possessions, he's hit 2 from downtown, and he threw an alley-oop to Amari Stoudemire.
It's going to be interesting to see the Lakers now down the stretch, Doug, because Kobe is now back. Obviously missed 14 games, but they've struggled without him. Do they have enough to make that push and secure that 8th playoff spot and hold Minnesota off?
I think that he and Lamar Odom are going to have to play well together. That's going to be the key. Then Caron Butler can follow, and Chucky Atkins and the rest of that team, Chris Mann, but those 2 guys have to play well.
Bryant 7 of 11, 16 points, also has 6 assists. Here's Bryant for 3, rebounded by Jermaine O'Neal.
Greg Popovich is down there saying, you make all of those down the stretch against us. Why aren't you making them now?
Bryant hounding Iverson and is called for the foul. And for the West, their 4th team foul. And now with 5:02 remaining in the 4th quarter, this becomes a regular season type game.
Well, you saw the defense that Kobe was playing on Allen Iverson. Look at the difference right now. He's glued to him.
Oh, nice fake it. Wade takes it to the distance.
How good is he on that baseline?
7-point lead for the East. 10 points for Wade. Pass intended for Stoudemire. Here's Wade with Nowitzki back. Nowitzki got a piece of it.
Yeah, the defense has picked up noticeably. You're seeing guys rotate over, going for steals, helping. You didn't see any of that in the first 40 minutes.
The East with 20 on the shot clock. Wild pass and a bad pass thrown by Iverson. Here's Allen taking it to the rim. Allen Iverson has played exceptionally well here tonight. 15 points, 10 assists, but he just flung that one over his head, leading to the bucket. 114-109. The East with the lead as we come up on 4 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. A friendly rim for Jermaine O'Neal, who has had an outstanding game. He's done his damage in the second half. 14 points in all for Jermaine. And his last touch by the East. Kobe able to play it. There's Kobe on a crossover, setting it up for McGrady. Shaq with the outlet for his teammate, Wade. Wayne Wade lays it home.
Superman to flash. That's what we've seen from Miami. That's why they are one of the favorites in the East, those 2 players.
118-109. The East on top. Allen. See Shaq come out to play Allen. And Stoudemire fouled by Jermaine O'Neal.
Very balanced scoring on both sides. You see the leading scorer in the game is Kobe Bryant with 16. Nobody on the East has more than 15. You see the minutes are very evenly displayed. So both coaches, I think, are doing an excellent job of really letting everybody have a chance to show what they can do.
Reminder, NBA Rivalry Week starts Tuesday night on NBA TV. Lakers hosting the Celtics And then on Wednesday on ESPN, it's Houston at San Antonio. Here's Wade. And deflected out of bounds by McGrady. The East has won 33 NBA All-Star games. The West has won 20. However, the West with 3 straight, 4 of the last 5. Just under 3.5 remaining in the fourth. Shaquille O'Neal. McGrady saw the opening, puts it off glass, and able to finish. Now you would think this would not be the time to pull that play off, but he saw he had the gap. Wade again, and draws the foul.
I think when you play Dwayne Wade, you've got to get 1 foot out of bounds. He gets on that baseline, and you can't stop him. And what happens is you get offensive rebounds. He gets that ball up on the rim. Here's McGrady. We've seen it 2 other times in 2002, 2004. We saw Vince Carter with a powerful dunk early in the first half, and this is just a sort of a George Gervin finger roll there at the finish.
13 points for Wade, 9 of the 13 here in the fourth quarter. Dwayne Wade in his second NBA season. Adam Marquette, his first All-Star game.
I don't know if anybody knew how good Wade was going to be. There were questions about whether he could play the point guard spot, questions about his outside shooting. He's been absolutely phenomenal for Miami.
Bryant not able to hit on the reverse. James for O'Neal. Shot with McGrady looking to avoid Shaquille O'Neal. Nowitzki. Mari Stoudemire coming up short. The last touch by the East.
Well, you know, Marv, we're going to get a lot of chatter from Shaq if the East holds on to win. He said he's going to be the difference. 4 out of the last 5 to the West. When I was on the West, I move over to the East, and it looks like we're going to get this one tonight.
Our national birth was the beginning of a new history. From sea to sea, this is a great land. With the truths of God in our mind, and with a clear conscience, this will be the era of American greatness, freedom, and justice.
Justice is why we have been almost exterminated.
We're going upriver to the ship of death. Great!
On April 8th, join an expedition beyond imagination.
Oh my God.
Come on, let's go!
To solve the riddles of the past.
That's strange. Out here in the middle of nowhere.
And unlock the mystery of our future.
You got 72 hours.
From the international best-selling novel.
I finally have the proof.
Sahara, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, April 8th. Only in theaters.
How's that feel? Feels great.
The AQ Garnett, only at Foot Locker.
Cold hard fact. Only Coors Light is frost brewed at ice cold temperatures. Stored cold and shipped cold. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
It's the President's Celebration event at your Jeep dealer, where for a limited time, get a great deal on the redesigned Jeep Liberty, including 0+, 0% financing plus $2,500 in combined bonus cash. Or qualified buyers can get a 2005 Liberty Sport for $259 a month for 39 months. After an additional $500 President's bonus cash. But this President's Celebration event ends February 28th, so visit your Jeep dealer today.
And this is a Galant, one of the best back cars in the world.
Really?
10-year powertrain coverage, 5-year bumper-to-bumper, and 3 years free scheduled maintenance. Did I mention the GTS has the biggest V6 in its class?
Sweet.
Theft deterrent system.
Whatever.
Mitsubishi's got your back. Right now, lease a new Galant starting at just $199 a month for 48 months. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Back in Denver, 2.5 to play in this fourth quarter. Reminder, rivalry week continues Thursday night right here on TNT. Game 1 featuring Philadelphia, led by the red-hot Allen Iverson at New York. Game 2 of the doubleheader, Dallas and Sacramento. Coverage starting 7 o'clock Eastern time. And with this game winding down, time to start thinking about most valuable player.
This might be the most balanced all-star game you've seen in terms of scoring. I mean, you look at Iverson, James, Duncan, and Bryant, all of them very, able to be the MVP. But, Iverson has 13 points, 9 assists, but he also is 4 of 14 with 6 turnovers. So it'll be interesting to see who is the MVP here today.
Duncan's got the best numbers, 7 for 10 from the field. As we saw, 15 points, 9 boards, but they're going to lose probably. So this is a tough one.
Wayne Wade has come on late, as has Jermaine O'Neal. Here's Allen. Yes, that's another 3. That's 5 from downtown.
This game's not over yet. If Ray Allen hits a few more field goals, he might be the MVP.
That's right.
Allen is 5 of 8 from beyond that 3-point line. Here comes the West. Allen again from way downtown. Back tap by Nowitzki. McGrady passed on the 3. Allen in position for 3.
Oh, that's wide open. He usually doesn't miss that.
Nowitzki. He draws the foul.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. I said this game was over. It's only an 8-point game. There's 2 minutes to go, and Nowitzki's going to go to the line, so this is far from over.
And it's not like anybody's going to use the clock. I mean, he's not going to come down and milk clock. You know that.
I don't think they're going to go deep in 4 corners right now?
No, they're not going to use the shot clock. Well, Nowitzki missed the free throw. Ray Allen missed a couple open threes, trying to carve into this lead.
Ray Allen now has 19 points. 5 from beyond that 3-point line. The All-Star game record is 6. Mark Price holds it. He hit 6 in 1993.
I think he had 5 of them in 1 quarter, if I'm not mistaken. He was on fire that night.
The East with a 7-point lead with the basketball. Iverson protecting against Bryant. Here's Wade. Jermaine O'Neal. Kept alive by Wade. Iverson off the hesitation, finding O'Neal, and he's fouled.
He got a new clock, but they went right back to the basket, so they're going to keep attacking. They're not going to play the clock.
So Jermaine O'Neal to the line, fouled by Kobe Bryant. That's 4 on Bryant. Both teams are over the foul limit, although this in the act.
And Jermaine O'Neal quietly's had a nice night. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 10 from the floor. So just so much balance in this game. I think you have to give the coaches a lot of credit as well as the players. They've really looked to get each other involved in this game. They've been very, very well played. The turnovers have been kept down to a minimum, although the West does have 24 turnovers, which has led to 19 points, which could be the difference in the game.
And 3 of 4 at the line. The East now leads by 8. West looking for a quick shot. Minute 25 remaining. Allen stopped by O'Neal. He had nowhere to go. Last touch by Shaq. And the West will put it in play. They have 14 on the shot clock.
See if they can run an out-of-bounds player. They probably just put 1 in during practice, and now they don't get much from that.
Nowitzki trying to set a screen. And knocked out of bounds by Wade. So they reset the clock. Once again, the West with 14 on the 24.
It's like Greg Popovich is going to take a timeout, and he carries cards, Marv, with him when he coaches the Spurs, and he has set plays for certain guys that he likes to run in this situation. We'll see what he pulls out, maybe to get a Ray Allen a jumper.
Band practice again at 3:30. Someone stole my car.
Hold the phone. I got my boys at Fix-A-Hoopties to trick out your ride. What do you think? It's tight, right?
Okay, that looks exactly the same.
Didn't your mama tell you? It's the inside that counts. Check this out.
Shut up.
Crisp, clean, thirst quenching Sprite, never out of reach. Show 'em my motto. By the way, you owe $37,000.
Left turn heading 285, put in hot to the target.
Check. You got Stoudemire. Good job, Ben.
Not playing hard enough.
Come on, Aaron, get on the glass, all of you. Let's go. Hey, let's win the 2.5 minutes. Don't let it get close.
Marge, you got to go the money angle right now if you're Stan Van Gundy. When I was in Cleveland coaching the game, we were down 20 in the first half, and I was in a timeout, and I said to Michael Jordan, I said, Michael, you realize the winners get 12,000, the losers get 6. And his eyes got real big, and the 20-point lead was evaporated immediately. We went on to win. Really, it was more said because the coaches get the same amount, and that difference is a lot more to the coaches than it is to the players. Sometimes you got to go to the money routine, though.
You don't think Michael was having trouble paying the rent at that time?
I think he was
$6
okay.
grand wasn't that big of a deal?
I think he was all right.
Doug cutting right to the core from a motivational point of view. Here's McGrady trying a three-pointer, kept alive by Stoudemire. Allen challenged O'Neal, and Iverson is on it with just under 1 minute remaining in the game. The East 123 and the West 115. And now Iverson lighting the clock. Here's Iverson trying to throw off glass. Did not work, but that did not work. Iverson was out of bounds. He had stepped on the line. So the ball back to the West. We're down to 40 seconds.
Doug, I see you staring at your MVP ballot. You don't know who to take, do you?
I have no idea who to pick at the MVP. I mean, the East has been so balanced, and I want to vote for a guy on the East who's won it. Here's Ray Allen once again trying to tie that record.
Mark Price with 6 3-pointers and an overtime. Look out, Bryant called for the foul and able to help Iverson back on his feet. No player with 20 points. The high man in the game. Ray Allen with 17. The last time that a player did not score 20 or more in an All-Star game, 1981. The high men Dennis Johnson and Paul Westphal, they each had 19. Doug about to prepare his ballot, looking puzzled.
I'm waiting for that stat sheet to change, and it's not changing.
Just vote for Ralph Nader. Just throw his name on there.
We're down to 15 seconds. Wayne Wade is dribbling it out.
Shaq with the 3. Come on, Shaq.
Here it is. So the East has defeated the West 125 to 115 to put an end to that 3-game Western Conference winning streak. And we'll be back with the announcement of who exactly has won the Most Valuable Player Award, and we will have the presentation after this.
I don't know who you think you are, but we were assigned this case by Captain Taylor.
There's been a change of plans. Once I get to work and they see me in action, they'll have a whole list of other reasons to hate my guts.
You can control speed. You can control direction. You can control everything except your fellow man. Rated E for everyone.
It's wonderful.
It's incredible.
It's something only Wendy's could do.
It's amazing.
Introducing Combo Choices.
Oh, thanks.
Choose fries, chili, baked potato, side, or Caesar side salad at no extra cost. Dave Thomas knew his customers liked the choice.
A combo with a side salad.
So choose Wendy's. It's better here. Our pickup window is open till midnight or later.
The 2005 NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by American Express, by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. By MGM's Be Cool. Opens in theaters nationwide March 4th. And by Sprite and Thirst, reminding you to obey your thirst.
We are back in Denver, where the East has defeated the West 125-115. Doug Collins has given the nod to Allen Iverson as most valuable player. Doug having a vote here tonight. Iverson 15 points, 10 assists, and 5 steals. For the official word, let's go to public address announcer Jonathan Wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court and TNT's Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, and it is my pleasure now to introduce the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking the city of Denver and beautiful state of Colorado, together with the Denver Nuggets and Kroenke Sports, for doing such a great job hosting our All-Star Weekend. I also want to thank all the NBA players and WNBA players and NBA legends and the NBA family who are around this community doing the things that NBA players and the whole NBA family do all of the time. I'd also like you to give these All-Stars a hand for the effort today and all weekend. But tonight, the veteran, the star of stars, Allen Iverson, is the MVP with 15 points, 10 assists, and 5 steals.
All right, AI, the last time the East won this game, you were the MVP. How's this feel again?
Feels great. First of all, I want to just thank God, because without him, none of this would be possible. I want to thank my teammates in Philly. I want to thank my coaching staff in Philly, because without those guys, I wouldn't be here.
We heard you earlier in the night saying that you were getting, I don't know if it was lightheaded or a little tired, a little winded. Things are pretty wide open in the thin air here. Did you get your second wind?
Definitely. I eventually caught it. I said at halftime my teammates was going to joke me when I get home because I never get tired, but I was kind of tired out here today with the thin air.
Shaquille O'Neal has said he's the difference maker. When he's in the West wins. He's come to the East. How big a difference was the big fella tonight?
I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, the name alone says enough. I mean, he's the greatest player to ever play this game, and it don't get no better than that.
Allen Iverson, the most valuable player again of the 2005 NBA All-Star Game. You want one more?
Yeah, and I just want to thank my mom, and I want to thank Gary Moore, and most of all, I want to thank my wife for taking care of me. And this is for my best friend's mother that passed away. This is for her. So this is for you, Face Steel. I know you're watching me. Rest in peace.
Well said. Thank you very much, Allen, and congratulations to Allen Iverson, the MVP. And we will be back to wrap things up from Denver in just a moment. The East winning over the West by 10.
Tomorrow night on TNT, 2 hours, 2 cases, 2 great dramas. Monday nights belong to TNT. Watch Law & Order at 10, followed by Without a Trace at 11. Tomorrow night, Monday nights on TNT.
From Walt Disney Pictures,
I'm Lieutenant Shane Wolf.
The Navy's top commando is about to face his toughest assignment.
Protecting those kids is a matter of national security?
On March 4th.
Ma'am, I've dealt with...
Oh my... That's scary.
He knows nothing about their world.
Babysitter.
But he's about to get...
We're gonna be late.
Not on my watch.
The ultimate crash course.
Land!
Disney's The Pacifier. Rated PG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SUV Championships.
Anybody can ride an SUV. Not everybody rides it right.
Pushing it too hard.
Without respect for what they're capable of, it's easy to see why a lot of riders take the role. SUVs are big and powerful, and on top of one, you can feel almost invincible.
Easy now, big fella.
Keeping your SUV in off course.
Look at that control.
That's the idea, right?
in Denver, where moments ago Allen Iverson was awarded his second All-Star Game MVP. 15 points, 10 assists, 5 steals in a magnificent performance by Iverson. Thanks to producer Scooter Bertino, director Renato Lowe, and our statistician Paul.
This has been a presentation of TNT Sports.
Tomorrow night on TNT.
For questions, again, we've got boom mics around the room. First question right here.
Mark Narducci, the Philadelphia Inquirer. Alan, did you come in with a pass-first mentality tonight? It looked like you were really looking to set up the players, more so than thinking about scoring.
Well, I mean, this is the All-Star game. You know, I'm not playing on the team that I usually play with. They need me to do a lot more things than I have to do out here. But I mean, I'm playing with the greatest players in the world, and I'm playing with 4 other All-Stars. So, I mean, in a game like this, you just let it come to you. However the game is flowing, and that's the way you play. And the game is easy for me like this, just having 4 other guys. I didn't get double-teamed all night. You know, I didn't get the attention that I usually get, and it just makes it that much easier for me.
Liz Robbins, New York Times. Alan, you didn't get a lot of the attention because you had other guys doing that, like Shaq and LeBron. With Shaq now in the East and LeBron coming on, do you think that the balance of power has really shifted towards the East?
Yeah, absolutely. When you take Shaquille O'Neal from the West and then bring him to the East, you know, 9 times out of 10, you can say that the East is stronger, regardless of the other 4 guys he have on the floor. I mean, because he's going to make everybody so much better, and he's going to do so much for a team. And it's not what is just his scoring or his passing ability or his rebound or anything like that. It's his presence. You know, when you got a guy on the floor and so many people give him that much attention, it just makes the game easier for you. And he's the easiest player in the world to play with. You know, and I found out firsthand tonight. You know, I thought about coming into this All-Star game, and everybody was talking about, you know, why is this one so special? Well, one of the main reasons is I had the opportunity to play with somebody that I thought was the most dominant player in the world, and it's something that I remember and cherish.
Back corner.
Alan, Bob Holtzman, ESPN. Just curious, the alley-oop to LeBron James in the first quarter, how'd that happen?
I mean, we was just on a break, and my man took his eyes off LeBron and came to pick up the ball. And once I saw him make a move towards me, I just threw the ball in the air. I mean, with LeBron and Vince and those guys, you don't have to throw a perfect pass. I mean, they'll make it look perfect.
Alan, this is the second time that you're All-Star MVP. The last time, a lot of controversy swirled around you. We've seen you go through some ups and downs. Tell us what's going to be different about this All-Star MVP, Allen Iverson, compared to the last one.
I'm older. It's simple as that. I mean, you can't expect me to stay 25, 26 years old forever. You got to grow up. You know, a lot of the mistakes that I made before in my life, you know, I wish it never happened, but I'm happy that I made those mistakes to make sure I don't make them again and to learn from them. It's all just in becoming a man. When you're in the NBA and you come to the league, everybody expects you to be some guy that's groomed already, a grown man, and, you know, and not make mistakes. But, I mean, I'm from the ghetto, and, you know, people give me $1 million at 21 years old. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to act, you know, but, I mean, I'm a grown man. I'm a husband. I'm a father, you know, with 3 kids and 1 on the way. I mean, I got a 10-year-old daughter that can read the paper now, that understand things that she see on TV. So I think about that before I make a lot of decisions that I make now. And the whole thing is just me maturing and getting older. A lot of things that I've done in my life I'm not proud of, but I'm proud of the fact that I recognize that, you know, those things weren't the right things to do, and I moved forward in my life, and I'm trying to be a better person first and then a better basketball player.
Alan, Phil Jasner, Philadelphia Daily News. On TV, you dedicated the game to the passing of your best friend's mother. Can you expand a little bit on your best friend and what kind of relationship you had with his mom?
I mean, he's my best friend. You know, we've been friends since I was 14 years old. You know, he's the guy that, you know, always come at me as, you know, Allen Iverson the friend instead of Allen Iverson the basketball player. You know, he always kept it real with me like that. You know, he was always there for me when I was down, you know, and he's going to be there when I'm on top. But just a best friend, like anybody else in here has somebody that's not their blood, that they're close to and feel like their blood. That's who he was to me. And I know how much he loved his mom. And, you know, a lot of times I couldn't talk to him. I didn't know what to say to him because I never experienced nothing like that. I can never imagine anybody losing their mother. And for him to go through it, you know, it was tough for me, but, you know, I felt good about myself because I did everything that I could to try to help him get through it. And I think he loved me even more for that. Andre Steele.
Last question over there.
Chris Thomas and Rocky Mountain News. Can you just talk about LeBron James's play? And a lot of people were calling this kind of a coming out party for him and all that. And what was it like lining up alongside him in the backcourt?
I mean, it was good. You know, I played with him before on the Olympic team, and I watch him on TV all the time, and he's a good friend of mine, you know, as well as his mom and the rest of his friends. So, you know, a lot of times, instead of me getting hype about the things that he do on the court, I just feel good about him being able to do it and the feed off that he gets from y'all guys. You know, I feel good about, you know, the things that you people say about him and other people say about him. And it's just a great feeling. But, you know, I always let him know that, you know, LeBron James right now is on the top of the world, you know. But don't ever forget that these same people that put you on top of the world can put you under it, you know. And long as he realized that, long as he realized the people with the pen and the pad and those cameras in his face are not his friends and they just doing their job, then he'll be all right. It's not personal with any of y'all, but, you know, because you're doing your job, you got to make a living. But be aware of it and don't get caught up, you know, because I thought plenty of times that reporters were my friend. They laughed in my face, smiled in my face, but their first opportunity to knock me down when I made a mistake in my life, they were right there at my front step, and they weren't smiling. So that's the only message that I try to get to LeBron, and I hope he never have to go through anything. You know, people talk about the maturity level that he has. Hopefully he did learn from some of the things that went on in my life or other guys' life to whereas he won't have to make the mistakes that we made.
Thank you. Ray Allen will be right in.
All right, a very candid MVP, Allen Iverson, talking about basketball, life, and much, much more. Ray Allen will be coming up next. We expect him to be there momentarily. But, again, great performance by Mr. Iverson, talking about a variety of subjects, including LeBron James. And you have to respect him for more than just basketball a little bit, too.
Well, you know, Allen Iverson, when all weekend he's been talking a lot about off the court and Allen Iverson being Allen Iverson and nobody else.
All right, let's get you back to Pepsi Center. Ray Allen at the podium.
First question on the side.
Ray, can you just talk about the difference of playing with Shaq in past All-Star games and now playing without him?
You know, Shaq he's similar to Tim. You know, you get the ball to Tim. Tim's around the basket. He always gets his hand on the ball and he puts it back up. But with Shaq, there's no way really anybody could stop him. So when the ball went down low, there's not much you could do with it. So in years past, we always knew we were just going to give it to him and just let him do his thing. And the guys out there in the East, they found that out real fast.
Next question on the side.
Chris Thomas and Rocky Mountain News. Did it seem like maybe a more team, I know you had a couple passes off the backboard, but did it seem like a more team-oriented All-Star game than normal? I mean, scoring was balanced. I think the West had like 14 assists and 15 baskets in the first quarter.
Yeah, and, you know, I know a lot of people want to see, you know, a lot of individual players step up and take the mantle, you know, crossovers and, you know, get into the hole and high-flying dunks. But I thought overall it was a good display of basketball. Everybody made a conscious effort at getting their teammates involved. And, you know, with so many people watching this game all over the world, you know, we definitely have to set an example. And I think as much as we like to showboat a little,
do so much. That's when I had the idea to clone myself.
Hey, Betty, that do it for you?
With hundreds of pings, I can do anything. From helping people with their taxes...
Are you two brothers?
No, clones. To promoting driver safety, to mentoring young people. I mean, my wife gets a little confused sometimes.
Morning, Sleepy-Doo.
But it's definitely made the community a better place.
What's the matter, Sleepy-Doo?
If one person could do it alone, the world wouldn't need AARP. Join us today.
Hi, sorry.
Want a bite?
No, thanks. It looks great, but I'm thinking... I'll take that. No, maybe that.
Don't just watch calories with Special K. Get whole grain total and watch nutrition too. 100 calories plus 100% of 12 vitamins and minerals. 100 calories, 100% nutrition.
Married, 2 kids. Don't bother.
Look for the General Mills whole grain. Guarantee. Performance and protection that goes and goes. For 5,000, 7,500, or 15,000 miles, introducing new high-endurance oils from Mobil.